Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Baseball is America's pastime. And friends, now more than ever, it's important to hold on to our traditions. There's a rumbling in the Ozarks. Baseball is a tradition that softens the hard blows that life can sometimes give us. Traditions that bind us as families, that binds us as communities, but most importantly, binds us as Americans. Welcome to the Griffin Rep Baseball League.
And in season one, that talent level with those 4 teams that we initially drafted in the original 60, it supported everything that I thought that Ozark could be and what the GRBL could be.
It's that nostalgic, bring you back to the glory days feeling of being able to say, man, this is awesome. This is exactly how I remembered it.
The experience of stepping in the batter's box, looking the pitcher in the eye, and you're like, he's trying to strike you out, you're trying to get a hit. I've not found that feeling anywhere else in the world ever. It's just something that can never be matched except right there on the baseball field.
I appreciate the league because it's given me an opportunity to go out and love baseball again and just enjoy it.
You put the competitive aspect of it with the fun that the guys have in the dugout and the different ages and stuff, and you just can't miss. Like, you just cannot mess up. Like, you're going to have a great time.
I get to be around new faces every year. I get to be around new people that love the game as much as I do. And that's really why I do it. And, of course, I still get to compete against the pitcher.
Coming into Griffin Rip, it was just everything that I was really hoping for. When you first hear about it, it's like, oh, it's a men's baseball league. You know, how competitive can it really be? It's not until you step out there and try out, or the first game of the year, you're like, oh, dang, these guys are legit.
It's a one-of-a-kind deal, so it's awesome to be part of. So just to explain kind of what all goes into the league itself, people are kind of blown away by it. So then they understand why I'm taking it seriously.
It sounds silly, everybody talks about it, but GRBL is a brotherhood. So whether it's your teammates or the other team, it doesn't matter how old you are. We're all brothers, we're all baseball players, and that's just a simple thing about it.
Yeah, it's funny, like with my 9-year-old, she's like, Dad, you're so good at baseball, like you're so good out there. And it's like, if you only knew I'm not necessarily batting that good out there. You know? So, but they're going to remember the good things. That's the cool thing about kids.
My kids have never seen me play ball like that. You know, I talk about it a lot, but it's really hard to put into true context until you get out there and your kids see you play ball on the field.
I'm more excited for this than I think I've ever been with anything regarding baseball. People make an impact on you throughout the season.
Looking back at it, that's kind of what this league's about. Obviously, to go out and compete, but have fun again, and you kind of have that heart of a kid.
It is a 100% true love of the game. It has zero to do with contracts or money that's being thrown around right now. It's because they want to be there to play a children's game at a high level.
Swing and a miss. He got him, and the Moon City Mavericks have done it 4-0. They defeat Nixa today. Clay Murphy punctuates it with a strikeout, and the Mavericks are going to play for the ultimate prize. The coveted Howard Bell Trophy will be in the balance.
Every single one of us, I feel like we left every game with a smile on our face, and I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of us.
We won games because we played as a team. We got behind, we came back as a team, and somebody was always getting a big hit. So it was a total team.
welcome you in to Baseball Night in the Ozarks. The first of 6 GRBL Sunday triple header is about to conclude as the Moon City Mavericks take on the Springfield Metropolitans. Both of these teams coming into tonight with records of no wins against 1 defeat, so 2 0-1 clubs about to go at it here in the Grip and Rip Baseball League North Division. Let's meet the starters. They are the men on the Tolbert Beetle docket for the night. After you've been injured due to the negligence or recklessness of another, you need a personal injury attorney who's ready to fight for you. When you are owed compensation, the team at Tolbert Beetle will work relentlessly until you get the results you deserve. So here's who's on the docket. Moon City Mavericks will be the visitors on the scoreboard tonight. In their baby blue jerseys with red trim, red and white caps and white pants, they will lead off with their third baseman from Springfield, Missouri, where he went to Parkview High School. That's number 1, Zach Ralph. Batting second is the second baseman. He wears number 10 from Kansas City, Kansas Community College, Joseph Juarez. Batting third from Marshfield, Missouri. He wears number 14, the shortstop, Brady Welsh. Batting fourth from St. Peters, Missouri. He's the center fielder, number 9, Joe Emery. Batting fifth and pitching today is a left-hander. He wears number 12 out of Drury University, Michael Barnes. Number 6 hitter for City is number 11. He's from Nixa, Missouri, TJ Orlandy. Batting in the 7th spot is the right fielder, number 3, also from Nixa, Missouri, Ben Hammett. The number 8 hitter is the catcher. He's number 13, Jacob McDaniel. Batting in the 9th spot is the left fielder. He is number 8, Anthony Musser, and batting 10th from Jonesboro, Arkansas. He is the first baseman, number 15, Cody Files. So it's Ralph, Juarez, Welsh, Emery, Barnes, Orlandy, Hammett, McDaniel, Musser, and Files from Moon City, with the catcher, Jacob McDaniel, getting the start tonight, catching the left-handed fireballer, Michael Barnes. Springfield Metropolitans wearing all black with orange trim tonight, the bad boys of baseball, coming out trying to look menacing. Here's how they will go. Their center fielder, a 7-year veteran of the Grip and Rip Baseball League, wears number 6, Jared Brashler. Batting second is the right fielder. He was 4 for 4 a week ago from Republic, Missouri, Harrison Waters. Batting third is the left fielder, number 25, originally from Bolivar, Missouri, Zach Young. Batting fourth from Marshfield, Missouri, he's the catcher, former New York Yankees farmhand Steve Aldridge. Batting fifth is the extra hitter. He is from Lebanon, Missouri, number 16, Brock Chaffin. Batting sixth is the designated hitter, number 15, from Branson, Missouri, Justin Parker. Batting seventh is the first baseman. He wears number 17, from Caracas, Venezuela, now Ozark, Missouri, David Rodriguez. Batting eighth is the second baseman from Buffalo, Missouri, number 12, Calvin Dreyer. Hitting ninth is the shortstop. He is from Mansfield, the home of Laura Ingalls Wilder. That's Jonah Williamson. And batting 10th is the third baseman out of Wolf Lake, Illinois, now Springfield, Missouri. He wears number 8, former Most Valuable Player Award winner back in 2020. That is Clay Murphy. So it's Brashler, Waters, Zach Young, Aldridge, Chaffin, Parker, Rodriguez, Dreyer, Williamson, and Murphy for the Springfield Metropolitans, with Steve Aldridge receiving pitches from the starter out of Columbia, Illinois, right-hander Andy Galle. We'll tell you all about him right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League Baseball Night in the Ozarks, live and free all season long on YouTube.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close. Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
We are live in Ozark, Missouri, U.S. Baseball Park, home to Baseball Night in the Ozarks. It's the Queens Derby rivalry. Yes, Springfield, Missouri, the Queen City. And it's two clubs here in the GRBL about to collide. Andy Galle on the hill for the Springfield Metropolitans. I'm Rance Berger. My partner for this one is Dane Schaff. And Dane, coming into this, Andy Galle out of Columbia, Illinois, 4 innings pitched a week ago.
He allowed 3 earned runs on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, a single walk, a very rare occurrence for him, and 1 hit batsman, so his ERA is 6.75. He had 3 shutout innings. I just kind of felt like maybe the mistake was leaving him out here to go out and pitch the 4th, but otherwise it was a very impressive first game for Andy Galle to start the season.
Oh yeah, he threw hard as usual, and got that fire in him, and maybe he just got a little bit too worked up there. I think they had some opportunities to get some outs, and they didn't, and he tried to overcompensate and try to make a pitch or two and try to get instead of pitching to the out.
Yep. So Andy, for his career now, he's north of the 120 inning mark. He's been in this league since its first season. Career ERA is 2.04. Throws one inside to Zach Ralph. First pitch.
Imagine that. Inside to Zach Ralph.
Brought to you right at 6 o'clock, the luxury limousine's first pitch. Ralph sends the second pitch way into the air. Young back to get that. He will not get there. So Ralph turning on the wheels and motoring to second base. It is a rather innocuous double to get things started. But nevertheless, Moon City has got a man aboard.
That was A.J. Musser out there.
No, so
isn't it?
You're the
wrong
sheet
sheet there. Okay.
Zach Young, the left fielder.
He acted like he didn't see the ball. I mean, he stood there for a second.
Didn't get a read off the bat, and it's an overcast day. We'll do the A&L electric check of the weather here as Joe Juarez steps in and launches one back foul. So the clouds have crept in, but it's still very warm out there, I can tell you that. We're at 81 degrees, looking at a low of 74 about the time this one wraps up. But it's going to be cloudy, and when you have clouds and then a gray backdrop here at U.S. Baseball Park, it can be tough for the outfielders as Juarez pops one tailing foul and out of play. So 0-2 to Joe Juarez.
Well, we've seen 4 pitches and 2 swings and fouls and a drive, so Andy's in the strike zone.
He's attacking the zone. You can definitely say that for Andy Galle. Joe Juarez 1 for 4 for the season. Reaches out and pokes this one toward the second baseman. That's going to be handled by Dreyer. No problem for the first out.
I think Andy ordered his shirt with the small sleeves there. He's showing some guns out there right now.
All of the Mets, they legitimately did have a problem, Dane. This is not a joke. They did not have enough extra large jerseys to accommodate this club. They had plenty of mediums left over when uniform night was going on, but Brock Chaffin had to go out and drum up a couple more XLs to outfit his club. There's a bouncer in the dirt. Nice block by Aldridge, and Brady Welsh starts off 1-0. So yeah, these Mets are big, to put it mildly. Living in, I think this is part of the bad boy image that this team gives off. 1-0 fastballs in there for a strike.
Until Brock. I mean.
Oh no, I knowing some of these guys are the nicest guys in the grip and rip, but something about it's like when you look at the Oakland Raiders back in the day.
Yeah.
Something about the black uniform just makes you think. If there's a fly to center, Ralph is going to tag up and score, and just like that, it is 1-0 for Moon City.
Jetman Brashler tracked it down, but he was deep enough. He knew he couldn't throw it out. Zach Ralph, and I'm up 1-0 already.
1-0 for Moon City. Bases are clear. 2 outs on the board. Joe Emery steps in. And Joe 2 for 3 on the season. His 2 hits were infield singles, but they still count all the same. So hitting .666 with a .750 on base percentage is Joe Emery. Went to Francis Howell Central High School in St. Peters. Ooh, just a little change there. Emery laid off. 1-1.
The first pitch was a curve or took something else off on the first pitch too. So
Andy pitching backwards, perhaps. Well, these guys know each other pretty well. Joe Emery, this is his 4th year in the league. Of course, for Andy, it's year number 7. They've met. 2-1. I think they may have even worked out together just in the offseason. Here's a chopper to the shortstop. Williamson up with it for the Mets. His throw across to Rodriguez in time. So Moon City draws first blood, a double for Zach Ralph, and then a sacrifice fly off the bat of Brady Welsh. Makes it 1-0. Metropolitans will try to answer when we come back. It is baseball night in the Ozarks.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our communities strong. Central Bank has been named to Forbes magazine Top 100 for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
So Michael Barnes out to get it started for the Moon City Mavericks. Had a very fine debut about 9 days ago. It was a Friday night. Moon City ended up losing to the Ozark Mountain Ducks 5-3, but Michael Barnes pitched 3 shutout innings. He gave up no runs, no hits, struck out 2, walked 1, hit a batter. So the ERA for Michael Barnes, 0.0. He's from Springfield, Missouri, went to Kickapoo High School, then Fort Scott Community College, and then finished out with Drury University in 2020 and 2021. Told me he had not swung a baseball bat since he was in high school and was really looking forward to the opportunity to be a two-way player here in the GRBL. But for the moment, I think his main area of emphasis, at least Daniel England, his manager, would tell you, is going to be pitching. And he's been pitching pretty well to start off his GRBL career.
Would he tell you? I mean, we know Dan keeps those cigarettes.
No, Dan was. I talked to Dan specifically about Michael Barnes, actually. I think it was about Tuesday, and he just kind of volunteered, hey, I thought Michael Barnes looked really good Friday. What did you think? And I said, yeah, he pitched well. He also, swung the bat well and played a very good first base. So, good, and good across the board. That was really the story for the debut of Michael Barnes. And you see the potential is there to go from good to great. We'll just see what he does as he goes along.
And you must have paid Dan off there to give up that secret,
Every once in a while, he will. Daniel England's wall does come down. So here's Jared Brashler starting it off for the Metropolitans, looking at a ball up and out of the zone. He's 1 for 2 on the season. Also took a walk. Moved around a little as a kid. He's originally from Branson, went to high school in Bolivar, and now lives in Ozark. And here's some intel for you, Dane. I actually ran into Jared and his family last night at a snow cone hut here in Ozark. He was walking out and I was walking in, but both of us after some frozen treats in preparation for today.
Oh, yeah.
So Jared and his wife, Jessica, have 3 kids. So they had a carload. I did not stop for a lengthy conversation. As Brashler didn't either, as he draws a walk on 4 pitches.
Yeah. It seemed like every one of those pitches were high, so that's just a release point, a little bit, maybe getting comfortable there, back on the mound there. Yeah. Not everybody can work out on a turf mound.
Yeah.
So
well, Michael's got a lot of experience here. He played at Drury University, and this is where they play their home games, and he also played some summers in the Show Me Collegiate League in the Midwest Nationals organization. Harrison Waters steps in. He was 4 for 4 a week ago with 3 singles and a double, so batting 1,000. Speaking of Drury University, that's where Harry went. Ooh, that was in.
That's 5 in a row.
That's 6 in a row.
Yeah, 6. Sorry,
it's 2-0. Yeah, Michael Barnes has got to calm down and just throw a strike here, not let the moment get him. And yeah, I think he knows Waters is dangerous, but at some point, you got to trust yourself. That's in there, swinging a foul ball back. Michael Barnes did something I had not seen, at least at this level. He threw hard enough to break a hitter's composite bat last Friday night. So he throws hard. Runner takes off. pitch went inside. McDaniel's throw to second, not in time, and it's a stolen base for Jared Brashler.
Don't know if he got him. Looked like McDaniel's had a little trouble getting it out of his glove there. He looked like he just kind of took a little skip step and wasn't coming out of his glove right. Gave a speedy Jared to get the second.
Well, and last week, Michael Barnes worked with Michael Easter, so this is a different pairing, but this is two Kickapoo High School guys here paired together. I think that's the thinking from Mavericks management. Full count to Waters, swing, and a foul ball, tailing, foul.
He took one there again, and then he fouled that one off. So
3-2. Well, now I have some more inside intel there. That's nice to know. Here's a full count payoff pitch. Swing and a grounder right side to the first baseman. Files. He'll step on the bag to get the first out.
He moved him, but, Harrison's going to want more on that. He was on top of that. Looked like Barnes had taken a little bit off there, just a bit.
Well, Waters' batting average falls to 800. So apparently, I just found out that Barnes and McDaniel are roomies, the battery. So a roommate-based battery. Well, you can't have chemistry. You've got to have chemistry between pitcher and catcher. Putting two roommates together is one way to do it. Pitch went in high to Zach Young for a ball, and you're right, Dane. Just Michael Barnes is missing high consistently.
So a lot of that, sometimes you're not driving hard on that back leg, but he looks like and in old school is okay. Make sure that you lengthen your step, and they'll bring that down there. And he may have been just a little bit tight going up there.
2-1, now 3-1. Yeah,
he took he strided at a different length right there. I was watching that one there. So, and that one ended up high.
We'll continue to watch the footwork
to a dangerous
Michael Barnes and a very dangerous Zach Young.
Yeah.
Breaking ball goes high. So that is 2 walks here in the bottom of the first for Michael Barnes. If you're just joining us, it's 1-0 Moon City out in front of the Springfield Metropolitans, but runners on the corners for the Mets, and it doesn't get easier for Barnes as Steve Aldridge steps in.
Yeah, here's the
catcher, Mr. Pinstripes. Breaking ball down, that gets away from McDaniel. Barnes rushing to cover. They won't get there in time, and a run scores. Brashler comes across. It's 1-1.
As working with young pitchers, number one rule, man, your walks are going to kill you. So throw to hit, throw them for them to hit the ball, and then let your fielders help you out there.
Trust the defenders, sure.
Those walks have come back to bite.
Fastball from Barnes.
Barnes in here right now, and of course Young's at second now because he advanced also.
1-1 now. Swing and a drive off the bat of Aldridge. That's going to head for the gap. A layout and a catch by Ben Hammett. Ooh. That is theft. Ben Hammett laying out and making a great play.
He covered a good amount of territory there to get there.
Took a good route to the ball.
Yep.
Took the direct route, more importantly. He really didn't have a choice there. Here comes Brock Chaffin.
Yeah.
So 2 outs, score tied 1-1, runner on second.
This is almost murderer's row right through here.
I think Brock Chaffin's got to feel good about this middle part.
Yeah, good golly.
Got Aldridge, Chaffin, Parker, and Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Those are all guys who can mash baseballs.
Zach Young, he's not a small fellow there either.
Chaffin looks at a strike there. It's 1-1. He is actually wearing the collar for the season, 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a walk.
We'll see if he takes this to left field. They're throwing him outside here, so.
Sends it up. This is gonna, if it stays on the playing surface, McDaniel will have a chance. Oh, goodness. It falls down to the turf. So Chaffin gets to stay in.
Who was their catcher last week?
Oh, they started Easter.
Easter, yeah.
I believe he's here and he's available. Just managerial move.
He must be clear down at
Starting
the end.
Mcdaniel.
I can't see the last
Last guy on the rail.
Yeah.
No, Easter is here, I believe. There's a fastball out that Chaffin was late to, fouled that off.
He's probably Brock's going to probably thought he could reach out there and pull that, but if he'd taken that to left field, it was going to be charged up. They're pulling him to the right just a little bit, not an over shift.
Not a whole lot. Here comes another 1-2. That's a breaking pitch down, so that evens the count. Deuce is wild here. 2-2-2.
Tied up at 1. Ooh.
And Barnes tried to sell the little walk off the mound, but no one was buying that.
Just a bit low. I mean, it had to be just a hair there.
So full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Chaffin. Barnes from the chest. Set it home low. Now the command issues continuing for Barnes. That's 3 walks this inning. That time he missed low to the lefty Chaffin. So that puts men at first and second. Does create a force opportunity here with Justin Parker stepping in. And JP 1 for 3 with a double.
Wearing the high socks.
Yeah, that is. I almost had to do a double take and say, is that Justin Parker? But
yeah,
it is. My eyes do not deceive me. Justin Parker back in 2018, second year of the grip and rip, or check that, 17, second year of the grip and rip. Batted .457 and got 16 hits, which is a single season record. Sells cars, Justin Parker, down in Branson, Missouri. Woo!
Checked his swing right there. Yeah.
Checked it just enough, I guess. It's 2-0. Well, Barnes is bringing the ball down. Now it's like he's overcompensated. .20 fastball jammed.
Yep.
That's going to get safely into the seats.
And a scramble.
Yeah, the crowd got a little bit younger here for
got a few youngsters with their ball gloves, which is good.
Hey, they're here to make some money, 25 cents at a time from the Bank of Missouri.
Make a play, and they're all paying attention right now.
2-1. Nice piece of hitting there for Justin Parker. Sends one into left field. Mets will send the runner. Throw is going to be cut. It's an RBI base hit and a single for Parker and a 2-1 lead for the Mets.
Justin Parker with a hit.
Fancy that. He's got 2 on the season. And I don't know that, that 16 mark, 16 hits in 9 games. He actually shares the record with Michael Antonio, who did the same thing that season. We've had guys get close. We had 3 guys get 14 hits in 2021, but that's up there, man. 16 hits in 9 games.
Yeah, just roughly 16 hits and 36
bats. You pretty much got to go 2 for 4 every day.
Mm-hmm.
David Rodriguez, 1-0.
Oh, about it right back here.
Popped one up. Whew. Just shy of the press box, but I heard it strike the metal there. So David, looking for his first hit of 2022.
Ooh.
Nice pitch by Barnes, taking something off there. Check that. David is 1 for 2. Didn't mean to short him there. Looking for his second hit of 2022 is Rodriguez, the mortgage broker from Caracas. Bouncer in the dirt. Runners will hold, and that's, Chaffin is there at second base. He had eyes on it.
He was hopping around there.
He thought about it, and, Brock Chaffin is not a bad base stealer.
Yeah.
He says it's just timing.
Right. He may have just didn't quite pause right there. He rushed it just a little bit, trying to keep the batter off balance.
I think he might have gotten warned to come set. Here comes a 3-2. Runners went, but it doesn't matter. Rodriguez walks. So Michael Barnes just struggling with command here.
Here comes Dan.
And England's going to go out and just say, how you feeling?
I just kind of think, he may have not got completely warmed up out there, because he came in for the for the national anthem,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that happens. I mean, you think you're warm, but you may not stretch properly or thrown enough. Everything thinks about throwing part, but
yeah,
sometimes you don't get all completely stretched out, ready to go, and you just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. So Michael Barnes is going to stay in. It was a quick Phoenix home health mound visit for the Mavericks. 2-1 is the score. Mets up here in the bottom of the first.
A change up that missed right there. Low.
Batter is Calvin Dreyer. He's the number 8 hitter for Springfield. Runners on all the bases. Dreyer got jammed up, sent one foul first base side, up and out of play. So Calvin Dreyer from Lewisburg. Had 4 hits a season ago with the Nixa Suckers. Fouls this one off. That's going to go. Oh, almost a sliding catch down the hill. That's a hard-earned 25 cents there for that youngster.
And he's coming in like there's no play at all.
1-2. Barnes trying to punch out of the inning. Comes home. Dreyer chops this one to the shortstop. Welsh with it, settles back. Oh, the one-hop throw. Files can't hang on, and a run scores. So the bad dream inning continues here.
I thought he had a short run to second base.
The short high. Yeah, Welsh just thought, get the out, I think. He did not. Score that an error. Jonah Williamson in the 9 spot with the bases loaded.
Man.
Ball got away from the catcher, Mcdaniel. That allows Parker to score. Just all kind of coming unglued. It's just a Murphy's Law kind of inning for the Mets.
Yeah, you just got to try to say, hey, we got to figure out how to get out of this, and then just wipe it clean, be like a defensive cornerback, in football. Just, okay, forget it.
Yep. Very zen. Gabe Rendelman jogging down to the pen to get loose from Moon City. But for them all, I think they've got to stick with Barnes as long as this inning keeps going. Mm-hmm. Williamson fouls one off. This was definitely not in the plan for Moon City today.
I don't think so, yeah. You don't ever think that you're going to have it coming apart like that.
Next offering to Williamson up and out of the zone. It's 2-2.
Been there, and you just got to, as a pitcher, you got to keep on. You got to sometimes just takes enough off of it to where you're throwing to contact and let the guys behind you. Because how many walks have we had here?
Well, Barnes has walked 4.
4, yeah.
That's rough. 2-2 still as Williamson fouled one back. So 6th pitch of the sequence coming up here.
They did give.
Yeah, they charged an error.
On Welsh.
2-2.
Oh, boy, that just about got him.
Ran that in, but Williamson got out of the way. Now quickly back in is Jonah. Served in the Army, now a firefighter in the U.S. Forest Service. Full count, swings and pulls it. Foul.
We got a gate down there that's open.
Oh, yeah, that's the Mets bullpen gate.
Hope nobody runs into that.
Yeah, I think Brock Chaffin's going to walk down there and close that. Too little, too late, perhaps. So still 3-2. Jonah Williamson working against Michael
good
Barnes.
Contact hitter right here.
Took a little something off, but that is a ball. So here we go. Man. Number 10 hitter. Clay Murphy gets a chance.
Clay goes, I'm not warmed up yet.
Yeah, no kidding. He was not counting on
batting in the first
plate
inning.
appearance in the first. He's in the number 10 spot.
Well, it looks like he's got high socks, but his socks are black.
It's hard to tell who's wearing what. These all black everything that the Mets like to do. There's a foul ball.
And big bounce, and Looks like Chris Mesa with the bounce catch.
Very nice. If he doesn't give that to a kid, he's a real jerk.
No, he threw it in.
Ah. Yes, they should boo him. Barnes ran a breaking ball in, so it's 0-2. Chance to punch his way out and just let this nightmare come to an end.
Catch it and then throw it back up in the air. Let the youngsters after it.
0-2 is chopped toward the second baseman, and they will not have a play. Then another run comes across. That's Rodriguez. I'm going infield single on that.
I think so. Williamson got a good break, and he was bearing down on second base. So that was that Juarez?
Yeah, Joe Juarez is the second baseman. Yeah,
he just had no place to go, and the shortstop thought he had the back side of it. They're Welsh.
Clay Murphy's first hit of the season, not conventionally beautiful, but a hit and an RBI nonetheless. It's 5-1.
Well, you know, we've seen quite a few high choppers.
Yeah.
So it means the pitchers are getting the ball to tail and drop on the two seamers and or off speed. But yeah, I mean, you get those with the turf.
Mets have batted around. This is the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot. Jared Brashler behind here, 0-2. Michael Barnes just trying to get out of this for Moon City. They'll have plenty of time to try to mount a comeback as he misses low. But yeah, his pitch count is inflated.
Man,
just rough.
I mean, we're talking maybe 3 innings worth here.
Well, we thought, but good news for Barnes is he's got a bright career ahead of him. Punches out with a strikeout of Brashler, but the damage certainly done. It is 5-1. Springfield Metropolitans lead Moon City after 1 inning. Plenty more baseball night in the Ozarks coming at you right after this. So don't go anywhere, Space Cowboy fans. Your men will try to mount the comeback in the second.
What gets me out of bed every morning is the possibility of helping people. I want to give people back their peace of mind. I want to know they have a fighter in their corner when they've been the victim of someone else's negligence to help put their lives back together. I want them to know it's going to be okay. Our creed at Toll Torpedo is tell them you need business. We want our clients to know that when they hire our law firm, the insurance companies are going to take them seriously. They're going to take their case serious. We leave no stone unturned in preparing your case. We are on the cutting edge of trial technology. We have 2 decades of trial experience in representing injured clients. We become a part of our client's struggle and take on that burden. We get our clients the justice they deserve. That's the rewarding part. The look on their face, their appreciation.
They know that our team has gone to battle for them and we've come out victorious. That is the most rewarding part.
We have carried their burden. We have walked in their steps. We have fought their fight.
5-1 is the score after an inning. The Springfield Metropolitans jump all over their rivals, the Moon City Mavericks. And here comes the Moon City pitcher, Michael Barnes, facing Andy Galle. First pitch swung on, fouled off. So here you go. Talk about some redemption. Michael Barnes has the opportunity here. Looking for the first hit of his GRBL career.
I mean, that's a lot of pitches he's thrown that.
Yeah, I suspect they've got Gabe Rendelman out there getting loose in the pen down there in left. So Moon City's probably going to make a switch here.
And that was Easter down there with him.
Yep. 1-1 now. Galle comes home with a breaking ball. That's not a strike. 2-1.
I think we got a little bit of sun peeking through now. That'll make it hard left field.
And the lights are on as well. Barnes chops this one over the head of the pitcher. That will get through into center field. So first base hit in the GRBL career of Michael Barnes. Something positive for his day, and it brings up TJ Orlandy. Well, Orlandy was 1 for 3 with a single and a walk in his GRBL debut a week ago. He's an electrical engineer from Missouri S&T. Sponsored by Ozark Fence and Supply. Also was a football player at Nixa High School, so 2-sport athlete. 31 years old. Looked at a strike. Galle. Whew. Tied him up, waiting to see what the call is. It's foul ball.
Man, smoked down there. Man.
That sizzled off the bat of Orlandy, but just outside the third base bag. So TJ behind here, 0-2.
Andy ran it in on him, and he got his bat through there, man, quickly.
So Andy's stretch position, kind of very intentional about like bending the knees and the hips, throws from the chest, came home with a slider for a strikeout. Orlandy down looking at the hands of Andy Galle, his first strikeout of the night. That'll bring up Ben Hammett, made a big diving catch out in right field in the first inning. And Hammett likewise looking for his first hit of 2022.
Oh, he showed bunt there. And
one out.
He didn't get the bat back in time.
So a Steerike for Ben Hammett. Breaking ball in that time. Misses up and out of the zone. So Andy Galle maybe a little frustrated with that. 1-1-1. Likes what he sees from Steve Aldridge. Comes set and fires, swing and a miss. Hammett has 2 strikes. So Ben lives in Nixa. He's originally from Rose Hill, Kansas, and went to Oklahoma Christian University. Played at the NAIA level. Woo. Up the ladder he went, and down he goes.
I figured Andy'd come in with high fastball, maybe come inside on him, just a hair. But yeah.
That was the high heat, so down goes Hammett. Back-to-back strikeouts for Galle. The 138th strikeout of his career, for those of us counting. Here's Jake Mcdaniel. Had a sac fly RBI last week. Otherwise 0 for 1.
You are a computer on those stats.
Well, that's because I have the computer.
Got them programmed in.
Well, it's a little, yeah. I just have a. No. I don't have the hotkeys. I just keep. It's not a good habit to get into, but living documents is the corporate buzzword. 0-2 to McDaniel, up and out. No, not, some guys are real stat heads out here. Some of the managers are stat heads, and then others prefer to go a little bit more by feel for who's hot and who's not. 1-2, McDaniel reaches out and pokes it. It is tailing.
And
Jonah Williamson, the shortstop, on the run, makes the catch.
Third baseman there.
Murphy's
going, oh my.
Yeah,
Williams goes, I got you covered.
Clay said, that was over my head. Help me. Jonah Williamson answers the call. So 5-1 is the score. Springfield Metropolitans on top. They will come to bat in the bottom of the second when we come back. It's the Grip and Rip Baseball League, and it is baseball night in the Ozarks.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Back to U.S. Baseball Park, where the Moon City Mavericks had a decision to make. They're going to stick with Michael Barnes on the pitcher's mound, trailing 5-1. It is the left-hander Michael Barnes back out to work, taking some warm-up tosses. Scheduled hitters for the Mets will be there 2, 3, 4. It'll be Waters, Young, and Aldridge to get us going in this inning. But big story in the first was Michael Barnes struggling with command, and we kind of speculated that perhaps just didn't come into this game loose for whatever reason. First he was missing up, then he was overcompensating and missing down. So, it could be an issue as physically mechanical as it is mental, and sometimes when you start with a mechanical issue, it turns into a mental issue.
I don't know how much of a stand-up pitcher, some pitchers pitch upright, whatnot. He seems to be just somewhere up there too. We saw we noted we had his how where he was stepping was changing a little bit, but that time he just looked like he was extra upright in his release.
So Daniel England is going to stick with him. Be Harrison Waters, Zach Young, and Steve Aldridge. Waters now 4 for 5. Batting average fell to 800 after he grounded out to first base in the first inning.
And he's smiling the whole time.
I think Harry knew 1,000 wasn't here to stay. That was a swing and a miss, and then off the face mask of the catcher Mcdaniel. So Harrison Waters from Republic, Missouri, a starter for 4 years at Dreyer University. Hit .307 for his career from 2007 to 2010. 102 RBIs. And he was a Sunday pitcher, which if you know your college baseball, they have the midweek starters and the weekend starters. It is a big deal to be the guy selected to pitch on the weekend, and that was Waters for 4 years. The 1-2 swung on and popped. That is way up there. Michael Barnes camping out, now has to step back on the mound and make an overhead catch. Joe Juarez, the second baseman, comes in and says, way to hang in. That's the first out, or the second out. Check that. Ball was up there so long, I forgot how many outs there were.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So after you release the ball, you are a fielder.
Well, Barnes had plenty of time to contemplate, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Zach Young.
Long ways for Juarez to come. But
credit Barnes. He
took care of that.
Wanted to work with the glove, got the chance there. Facing Young here, transportation planner who went to Missouri State.
Yeah, I didn't like giving that up when I'm on the mound. It just...
so sometimes, whom can you trust but old number one yourself, right?
Right, exactly. And you're the pitcher. You're used to the mound, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got an infielder running up on it. So we know most of these players have pitched probably at one time or another. I don't know that.
And there's a strikeout looking.
Yeah, good curveball right there. He took a little something off of it.
So that's the second out. Like I said, eventually I'll learn how baseball works. There's 2 outs in this inning. You have to make 3 for a changeover. Well, what happened was they batted around in the first. So my score sheet was doomed from the beginning. Here's Steve Aldridge. Flew out to right.
We'll have to get you a scorebook.
Well, someday I'm going to have to learn how to do this for real, Dane. One of these days,
We'll get an app on your other. Get you another computer.
Oh, goodness. That would be way too much. I like the clipboard in my lap.
Yeah, I still like the book.
Steve Aldridge, 1 hops this one to second. Juarez will have to hurry, but it's in time. So a 1-2-3 inning for Michael Barnes. Score remains 5-1, but that's got to be a confidence builder for that young man.
Yeah, just a little more relaxed out there.
So the Moon City Mavericks will try to answer in the top of the third when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League baseball night in the Ozarks.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose. from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Ransberger, Dane Shaw back with you live at US Baseball Park, where Andy Galle is on the mound for the Springfield Metropolitans. They're in command of a 5-1 lead over their crosstown rival Moon City Mavericks. And at the top of the third, it'll be Anthony Musser, Cody Files, and then back up top to Zach Ralph for City. So Anthony Musser, let me get the right sheet up here, finished out his college days at Southwest Baptist University. He is a loan processor by trade, and he pops this one way up. Settling under that is the shortstop, Jonah Williamson, and that is the first out. So Cody Files next up from Jonesboro, Arkansas. So Files went to Nettleton High School. That's in Jonesboro. Works as a personal trainer and a coach. Also owns a landscaping company. Also organizes and coaches a summer team called the Arkansas Turbo Pandas that several grip and rip guys, namely his Moon City teammate Zach Ralph, got hooked up with and played for over the summer. So turnabout being fair play, Cody Files agreed he would make the drive from Jonesboro to Ozark to play here in the grip and rip in the fall. So Files had a pretty good debut, 1 for 2 with an all-important RBI for Moon City a week ago in a 5-3 win. Looked at a strike there. So behind 1 and 2, it's the first time he has seen the hard-throwing Andy Galle.
Gonna see a slider on the end. Nope, coming outside.
They're setting him up out, yes, yeah, indeed, and he chased.
Was the slider? I figured Andy would come inside with it.
Nope. Steve Aldridge set up outside, yep, and that got the job done. Third strikeout of the night for Andy Galle.
Andy might get the 5 count here if he gets another.
Well, yeah, he's got to keep working quickly, but yeah, I mean, I would think about this if I were the Mets manager, Brock Chaffin, for sure. Zach Ralph looked at one on the outer half for a ball.
We've seen.
I mean, his economy of pitching has been pretty good. Mm-hmm. Fastball in. Whew. Ralph went all the way around there.
Andy's feeling it because he's right back on the rubber.
Yep. He's saying, "What are you doing stepping out, kid?"
Yeah. He did that to me one year.
1-1. They set Ralph up. Well, they were set up out. That looked like a mistake, and then Andy still got the call. So the 1-2, I thought they were going slider away there.
Yeah.
Instead, that was high and tight. Nevertheless, a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs for Zach Ralph. That was the slider away, but he reached out and touched it over the second baseman's head and into right field. So Zach Ralph, his second hit of the day, is a nice piece, and it brings up Joe Juarez.
I mean, he just stuck the bat out there. He was fooled just a little bit.
Yeah, but credit Ralph for having the wherewithal to still throw the hands and put a bat on it.
Yeah, I figured Andy would come with the fastball there, but he came off something different, change of speed there or something. Up just a little bit. Pick off.
Oh, and it got away from the first baseman, Rodriguez. That will send Ralph scurrying for second. He's going to go for third. They are up and throwing. But, yeah, you're right. Throw not in any danger. Harrison Waters was really not postured to really cut him down there.
I think that may even cut Rodriguez off guard just a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, Andy smoked it over there.
It was a good pickoff move, but not a good result as Ralph
he's handcuffed me over there once or twice. And man, just like, holy cow. All right. I mean, I think he had him
if the man would have been there.
Yeah.
So Joe Juarez tonight, 0 for 1. Now it's 1-0 to him. He grounded out to second last time. Nothing fancy there. Just a pitch over the plate. 1-1.
And he knew he had him off over there. I think he just threw it just a little bit too hard over there. Caught David a little bit off and
got a little close. So Andy, after that foul ball, occasionally he will do that. Take a little step and a walk. Back on the rubber he goes.
Yeah, something's up.
Heavy breath. Well, he might, it's even though it's overcast, Andy doesn't do the heat very well.
Yeah.
70 degrees is more his MO. Here's the 1-2. Got him on the outer half. Strikeout number 4 of the night for Andy Galle. So down go
right out the paintbrush.
The Moon City Mavericks. 5-1 is the score. Metropolitans out in front. Back with more on Baseball Night in the Ozarks right after this.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
Michael Barnes back to the hill for the Moon City Mavericks. They trail by 4. It is 5-1 in the bottom of the third. Springfield Metropolitans put up 5 in the first inning and batted around, and then they went 1-2-3 in the second inning. It'll be Brock Chaffin, Justin Parker, and David Rodriguez this inning. Calvin Dreyer would get to take some hacks should anyone reach safely. Lineup stays the same for Moon City. Across the infield, Zach Ralph at third, Welsh at short, Juarez at second, and Files at first.
Don't see any changes there in the outfield either.
And Jake McDaniel, the man behind the plate for the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Jaron Dishman getting loose there for the Metropolitans out in their pen. So could be his time to shine in the fourth. We will see. First pitch to Brock Chaffin, low and away for a ball.
Sound like one of Tony's bet things going on here.
This is win Tony's money. It's a real crowd pleaser and mildly disruptive to the flow of the game. Although Brock Chaffin just made a hand gesture as if to say, "Bring it on." That's Steerike on the outer half. Chaffin not pleased with that, but it's 1-1.
Evened up there. Yeah, this kind of play with your mind out there if you just don't stay focused.
Michael Barnes exhales heavily, threw him an off-speeder that is grounded to first. Nice play by Cody Files. And then, so you see the field umpire, Lester Ratcliffe, just did a jumping jack. That was part of the win Tony's money bet.
Oh, good. That means...
So, yeah, having a little fun out there.
That means Clay Murphy's going to have to dance here in a minute. He's at the first base coach box.
They may try something here. This whole mid-inning betting with the commissioner's money, I have to take partial responsibility for the idea, but credit Tony Lewis and Kevin Robertson for absolutely running with it. Justin Parker looks at a ball up and out.
We're going to have to run with it when Tony's at bat.
I think that would be a great time to have win Tony's money. 0-1 here to JP, make that 0-2. Nope, 1-1.
Yeah, that one sailed high outside, I think.
Well, I thought the first pitch was a ball, but board shows 1-1. I've been wrong before. Breaking pitch.
Right
Parker
away.
fouls that one back. That is most definitively a strike.
Oh, the young lady back there at the table was.
Yeah, so
pasted.
it's 2-1.
Yeah,
Board
yeah.
shows 1 and 2. It's
There,
2
they got
balls
it.
and a strike. Now we're all together. Barnes threw a
Right
breaking
through.
ball. Oh, right past Juarez. Oh, knocked it down.
Right through the feet of
But
Barnes.
he could not find the handle. Went through 2 Mavericks. Nevertheless, Parker reaches safely. And they do charge Juarez an error there. So
I think so. He was there in plenty of time.
Yeah. I mean, Parker would have been out by a couple of steps. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. David Rodriguez steps in, the native of Caracas, Venezuela. Sort of reinvented his career in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic, became a mortgage broker.
Oh.
Swings and grounds this one. Yeah, you heard the bat break. That is why Dane Schaff is cringing. It's a ground out to Cody Files for
I think
the
there's
second
even
out.
splinters at the batter's box.
Oh, goodness. That's a perfectly good stick that just met its demise. So Calvin Dreyer is up here for the Mets. They're leading by 4, 2 outs, but a man in scoring position is Parker. Excellent opportunity for Calvin Dreyer.
Parker advanced there, so that gave him runner in scoring position, 2 outs here.
Calvin, 3rd year in the GRBL. He's 28 years old. This is up and tailing foul. Will it get off the surface? It did not, but it's in and out of the glove of Files. He was leaning over the rail in hostile territory and still almost made that grab. Great effort from Cody. Just couldn't come up with it. So Dreyer back in.
It almost, I'd say, probably came back just a little bit. That's what, with the wind coming off that right off the southwest, off that berm up there.
So, fastball up, swung on and fouled back. Calvin graduated from Buffalo High in 2013. He was also a basketball player in high school, but baseball was his ticket at North Arkansas College. He amassed.
Ooh.
Barnes took a look back.
Yeah, that didn't come off smoothly. I was wondering they didn't call a balk.
Got a field umpire standing right there.
Yeah.
Guys in charge from the Mid-America Umpires Union. The 0-2. Oh, got away from McDaniel. Back to the wall it goes, so Parker advances. Just, this is not the nightmarish first inning for sure, but just little things like that kind of eat at you when you're Michael Barnes.
Yep.
There's the 1-2, swing and a drive. That's going to get through down the left field line. Extra bases for Dreyer. Parker scores easily to make it 6-1. And a great piece of hitting by Calvin Dreyer. See the ball, turn on the ball, and drive it down the left field line.
Been Mark Blim down there at third base. He would have had it because of his.
Because of the big frame, you think?
Yeah.
That ball had exit velocity, if you will.
Mark made a bunch of plays against us there.
Jonah Williamson steps in. He's from Mansfield, Missouri.
Game before.
Definitely a difference between a guy like Mark Blim at 6'4" and Zach Ralph, who is not 6'4".
The wingspan there just aids Mark there a little bit. Zach's a good ball player.
Oh, absolutely. Great defender. Just not quite enough reach for that.
Yep.
Williamson looked at a strike. Speaking of good defenders, Jonah Williamson certainly one. Breaking ball bent him, and Williamson
took something off that one too,
goes down looking. Nasty stuff from Michael Barnes to try to get out of the inning. But the Mets scratch one more across to extend the lead to 5. It's a 6-1 ball game. Moon City will try to answer when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, and it is baseball night in the Ozarks, brought to you by Henry's Towing. When you get into trouble, remember this. Remember to let Henry do it.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
So the Metropolitans do make a Henry's Towing pitching change. Jaron Dishman, the right-hander from Walnut Grove, Missouri, comes on with a 6-1 lead to protect. So plenty of pad to work with. Andy Galle's day is done, at least on the pitcher's mound anyway. Jaron Dishman, right-hander. Where's number 18? Go ahead.
I don't think we'll see Andy swinging the bat.
Oh,
I know he wants to get out there and swing once a year.
I mean, Andy's middle name is Give Me the Bat, don't you know? Jaron Dishman made his GRVL debut last week. 2 innings pitched. He allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, gave up an extra base hit. So the ERA sits at 9.0 with a certain expectation that it's going to come down. So a little bit of a mixed bag as far as the debut went for Jaron Dishman. Showed good stuff, I think.
Big guy.
Looked like he had not pitched in a game situation in a little bit, which was definitely the case.
Yeah, he told me that during tryouts there. That then they found out that him and the barber played.
Yeah, against
a couple of years with my nephew.
Yeah,
and then they're trying to get me to get him out here, but they said he's so smooth there that even Caleb Cole would be going, where's this kid from? But he right here at Dishman, he throws very hard. His ball moves very well.
A little bit more of an over-the-top kind of motion than Andy Galle delivers from.
Yeah.
Here's Brady Wells chopping one to short. Williamson in to get it. Has to hurry the throw, but does. Jonah Williamson's ball to David Rodriguez in time, and it's 1 away.
Jonah wound up for that one, almost just a little too much.
Well, when you're making a nice play, you can definitely appreciate the moment, but
make the other guy run hard, right?
You can't be a spectator. Here's Joe Emery, 0 for 1 on the day, grounded to short his first time up.
Played a lot of men's softball, and at shortstop, I used to do that to one gentleman that was just very aggravating to most of the
just make him have to run a little extra.
Make him run all the way and then just smoke it over there. Yeah.
Joe Emery hitting 500 for the campaign.
That wouldn't have been
I don't think that's what Jonah was thinking.
No,
there.
I don't think so.
I think he just wound up to throw the ball with a little authority. 2-0 to Emery. Dishman ran him inside. Joe turned on it a little too much as that one sails way up and out of play.
We see a few steps towards the left, fading him just a little bit.
Emery back in the box. 2-1 here. Dishman kicks and comes home. That time he lines one to the gap in left center. See if Emery can think about 3. And then the ball is kicked by Young. Throw comes in from Brashler. Emery gets the woe sign, but it is a stand-up triple for the Moon City Mavericks fielder.
Hit that in the 375 gap there and just kind of come off that wall out there. Is not smooth at all.
No, it's corrugated metal. And you can either
you think you're
going to get a bad bounce, or you can get the bounce you thought you might get and still kick it, which is what happened there. So Emery is on third with 1 out, and the batter is Michael Barnes. 1 for 1 today, swing and a foul tip for strike 1.
We saw the Cardinals last night turn the wheels on. Boy, and we saw Albert hit a couple out. Boy, that was...
Michael Barnes, speaking of hitting well, his bat stays hot tonight. That's to the gap in right center. 1 run scores, and it is 6-2. So Michael Barnes gets an RBI and a little bit of redemption. That'll bring up TJ Orlandy. And City will just have to look to keep it going here.
Well, it's just as a comment about Pujols hitting two. If you seen him, he was smiling, and you see smiles all the way out here on our field, even if you're getting behind because they're having time to get to play ball again.
Yeah, it's all good and fun here in week 2. I think around week 7, and then of course into playoff eliminators, the smiles diminish in number. Here comes an 0-1 for Orlandy, the engineer from Nixa, over the top. Nice pitch from Dishman. I think Orlandy knew he was going to get the off-speed stuff there, but he still missed.
Yeah, that was a good pitch right there.
So 0-2 is Dish trying
about
to
straight away.
Bow his neck. Yeah, fielder's pretty well straight up. Fastball, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Orlandy. First strikeout tonight for Dishman, and it brings up Ben Hamets.
So he's in the strike zone there. He faced 2 good batters there. They got strong hits. And
I think, the command is, and there's a pickoff move from Dishman.
That was just a show me.
Yeah, command is there from him. And, I say this a lot about new pitchers. Kyle Carpenter was a guy I said this about a season ago. Comes out of the gate, he's throwing strikes. What is going to happen as he gains some experience and just gets back into the swing of things is he goes from hitting the strike zone to hitting corners and, doing those things, going from, he's pounding the zone to he's making men miss, or he's forcing ground outs. So that's where you go from good command to very good command, and that's where Dishman's going to be dangerous in the future.
You've got 3 types of play out in the field there. So infielders, outfielders, they're throwing to a triangle or a rectangle from your knees to your shoulders. A catcher is going to throw from your knees to your waist, preferably at the knees level when they throw. But then the pitcher has to put a baseball in the corner. And so, if you haven't played, it takes a little time to get back into that,
1-1. Yeah, Dishman missed high there. Hammett thought about swinging, but thought twice. Little hesitation there. Did not go around.
I believe he's had a few hits up in the strike zone.
Hammett likes to hit the high ball.
Yep.
Not that high, though. Eye level is not for you. 2-1. Ooh, ran him in.
That was a bat breaker if you swing on
that
one.
And Dishman body language says he was a little frustrated not to get Hammett to pull the trigger there. 3-1 now. Again, 6-2 our score. We're in the top of the 4th. Metropolitans lead the Mavericks. Dishman comes home high, and Hammett takes the walk. So Mavericks fans starting to get back into this thing. They've got 2 runners on. Jacob McDaniel bats. And if you're Dishman, you've just got to forget about that. You still got 2 outs.
Got 2 outs.
So you can just think about retiring McDaniel at the plate.
Get the ground ball out, and you're out of the inning.
Woo! A little high and tight there.
Yeah, he opened up his body there a little bit more, and that ball sailed a little bit on him.
Comes a 1-0 to McDaniel. 3rd-year man. Oh, that caught him on the arm. Time is called. Are they not going to give him the bay? They're going to say McDaniel
hit his hands on the bat.
Oh, I thought it caught elbow or upper arm. My mistake.
He said,
okay, so 1-1.
Hand and knob or something. McDaniel, he acknowledged that.
He didn't seem too upset.
So it's
here we go.
1-1.
Dishman from the midsection. Kicks and deals. Nice looking slider there. And now he's ahead 1-2.
He overthrew that during warm-up or during tryouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And told him to take just a little bit off, and it bit really good then.
Comes the 1-2. Well, that was the fastball.
Yep.
That was swung on and fouled off.
And everybody's paying attention over there. Good deal.
So do you go back to the fastball here, Dane?
I go with one more fastball, but he's gonna run it in, I think. Yeah. I think.
Well, looks like Aldridge is set up kind of middle of the plate here.
Oh, he's
now he's going outside.
Yeah.
Dishman looks back at the runner, now comes home.
Oh.
That was the breaking pitch, and it did not.
Stayed up. It just there wasn't spin. You tell he didn't. The spin rate, it just didn't bite.
It's 2-2 now. Jacob McDaniel doing a nice job of hanging in. It's a good fight right here. Dishman again comes set. Kicks and comes home. Bounces one. That's in the dirt. Mavericks send the runners.
Oh.
And getting there just in time was Michael Barnes.
Nice throw
safe at
from
third.
the knees by
Steve Aldridge made the throw he could make.
He blocked it pretty well, but they had a pretty good jump off there, and but that.
So now it's 3-2. Dishman trying to bow his neck right here. Fires home.
High.
Got him with the high heat.
Yep.
So Jaron Dishman ends up getting a shutout inning, and the Mavericks strand 2 in scoring position. They do get one back.
Yeah, they
so
got one run there. Yep.
6-2. My mistake there. 6-2 is the score. Springfield Metropolitans out in front. We will come back to bring you the bottom of the fourth right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League's baseball night in the Ozarks.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Yeah, Grandma. Getting a word in edgewise with Grandma isn't always easy.
Oh, yeah, your check.
Depositing her birthday check from your phone, on the other hand,
Of course I deposited the check.
surprisingly easy.
Yeah. It's in there. Yeah.
Mobile check deposit with the Great Southern mobile app. Easy. Download the app today.
Now at Domino's, we're more than just hand-tossed pizza for $7.99. We're $7.99 gluten-free crust, $7.99 handmade pan crust, $7.99 Brooklyn-style crust, and $7.99 crunchy thin crust, too. Carry out 3-topping pizzas on any of Domino's 5 crusts for just $7.99 each.
So Henry's towing pitching change for the Moon City Mavericks. So Michael Barnes' pitching day is done. Probably see him go play somewhere on the infield, probably first base before the end of the night. But for the moment, it's still Cody Files over there at first. But on the pitcher's mound, this is Gabe Rendelman, right-hander from Kickapoo High School. He's from Springfield, Missouri, a 30-year-old fraud analyst. And I misspoke, Dane Shaw. I've got to call one on myself. A week ago, I said Rendelman was a true rookie. He actually played in the GRBL all the way back in Season 1. He was a member of Grip and Rip Green, which included such perennial favorites as Skylar Carter, Nick Bacon, Rob Neese, and Tyler Goss, among others. That was a John Barrett-managed club. Then I have no idea where Rendelman went for about 6 years, but here he is in Season 7. He's back.
Yep.
So after a period of hibernation, Gabe Rendelman rejoins us in the Grip and Rip.
And I don't even know how I missed that the year before.
I just totally whiffed on shame on me for not going all the way back through the archive. So far in 2022, Rendelman's pitched 3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit, struck out 4, and hit 3 batters. So, a little something for everyone for Gabe Rendelman.
Yep.
Clay Murphy is the batter for the Mets. Looks at a ball outside. So Rendelman's ERA for the moment, spotless, 0.00. It'll be Murphy, Brashler, and Waters for the Mets, who lead at 6-2. Murphy looked at a strike. That evens the count. Breaking ball from Rendelman. Missed on the outer half. It's a totally different look here for the Mets. Going to go from the lefty Barnes to the righty Rendelman.
Oh.
That one swung on and fouled off.
And yeah, I forgot we have the hard camera in here now,
Yeah,
so
they can't let us stand up here.
Dane, you and I have to put on a show for the people at home. Thank you so much for watching us here on YouTube. This was our producer, Derek Seiko, said, hey, we need to put the camera on you guys. So here we are. Here's a look behind the scenes for all the kids at home. 1 and 2 still the count to Clay Murphy. Rendelman comes home just low. Looked good from this vantage point, but the plate umpire has a better look than me. Fastball swung on, grounded, a 1-hop to the third baseman, Zach Ralph, and his throw to Cody Files is in time.
That kind of looked kind of funny coming off of Zach's. Like he just kind of short-armed it right there a little bit.
Well, the exchange was quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if he just didn't want to bring the arm all the way back there or what. Back to the top of the order we go. It's the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot. Jared Brashler.
Hope there's no worries there. Oh.
I think Ralph's okay. I think if anything, he might have just hustled his throw.
Yeah.
So 1-0 here to Brash. He's at 41 hits for his GRBL career. He is in the top 5 in just total hits category, but the all-time leader is Skylar Carter, who got his 60th and 61st hits today. So in terms of career hitting, it really is Skylar Carter versus the field out here. 2-0, swung on, grounded. It's Ralph again at third. My goodness. Fired that across to Files in time. A bang, bang play.
He backed up on it to make the catch. And
now, what do they say? Play the short hop or the long hop, not the mid hop?
Yeah, yeah. He made a good, strong throw over there. Just must be his throwing technique.
Swinging a grounder off the bat of Waters. This is the second baseman, Juarez, who does not have to rush the throw whatsoever. It's just a 1-2-3 inning.
Pretty quick.
Nice start for Gabe Rendelman and the Moon City Mavericks, but they trail 6-2, the deficit against the Springfield Metropolitans. Dane and I are back right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, and it is baseball night in the Ozarks.
Do you want to do more? Are you feeling called to help? Some will just hang on. Others will raise their hand to truly help. Phoenix Home Care is looking for raised hands. Phoenix Home Care and Hospice needs help. Phoenix Home Care is hiring immediately for caregivers who want to help people live life with dignity in their own homes. Take this time of crisis to seize an opportunity. Go to phoenixhomehc.com and click on the Careers tab. Be different. Make a difference. Choose Phoenix.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.
Rantzberger, Dane Shaw, back with you live in Ozark, Missouri. Baseball night in the Ozarks. It's the Springfield Metropolitans and the Moon City Mavericks, each team looking for their first win of the season. Somebody is going to get it tonight. Could it be the Springfield Metropolitans, or will Moon City perhaps stage a comeback? Jared Dishman just threw his last warm-up pitch. Looked like just threw the legs of the catcher Aldridge on a short hop. Steve deciding, I don't really need to get down and block that.
Seen plenty. I can block them. Yep.
So back to the screen it went.
I did see Clay Murphy headed down there. He went down to warm up just a few pitches, looked like. So he's getting ready tuned up to. He may be the 5 inning.
He just might. Anthony Musser is the batter for Moon City here in the top of the 5th. He's the number 9 hitter.
Took it just a bit low, looks like.
So Musser. Woo! Yep. Swung and missed. His dish took something off there. But Anthony is originally from Mishawaka, Indiana. That is near South Bend, up in the northern part of the Hoosier State. 1-0 popped.
Back here.
Aldridge thinking he might have something there. Well,
it caught
It did stay in. I think it just kind of caught the top of the
Yep.
screen and rode down the net. So Anthony Musser
He
stays
tracked
in.
that pretty well for a young guy.
Steve Aldridge, just 50 years young. I think he's just now kind of advancing into his prime, Dan.
Yeah, yeah. Looks pretty comfortable back there catching.
I mean, I would not believe that man is 50. I can tell you that. Here comes a 1-2. Dishman. They set him up out. That one ran up.
Yeah.
Swung on, fouled back. So Musser gamely hanging in. Anthony, 28 years old. Started out at Indiana University South Bend and finished out at Southwest Baptist. He has a degree in sports management, but actually works in the financial sector. He's a loan processor. Breaking ball from Dishman. Yeah.
It's a big 12-6. I mean,
hung right in there. Great pitch to get the looking strikeout.
And his delivery of it makes it even more deceptive that you think it's going to stay high, and then it just drops out. Good 12-6 curveball.
Yep. 3 strikeouts tonight for Jaron Dishman. 6 strikeouts by Moon City hitters in total. This will not be one of them. Cody Files sends one straight up the middle. Dishman tried the old behind the back dipsy-do dunkaroo to no avail.
I think it was already passed.
Well, you know, he had to show that he was making some effort, Dan. You know how that is.
Coach is watching.
Young guy trying to prove himself. I mean, at least
I'll pick on him a little bit. He knows
something
my
at it.
nephew, so I'll pick on him a little bit.
Well, and yet Jared, I know, works as a coach actually out at Marucci Clubhouse, Midwest, helping to develop young players, particularly pitchers. Fastball swung on, turned on, but going well foul off the bat of Zach Ralph. So Ralph 2 for 2 tonight with a double and a single. So brought the batting average up to 400 so far on the season. Ooh, Dishman ran him in. We were talking about Zach Ralph sending his hands out over the plate as he gets out of the way of that pitch. He crowds in. He is trying to make that strike zone as tiny as can be. It can be frustrating for pitchers. 1-1. Tried the outside and didn't get it.
So we've seen 2 fastballs. We'll probably see it. I bet you he'll throw a slider here in this situation. See if he gave him a roll over it. Not the curve.
2-1.
Oh.
Looked like another heater, to be honest.
Yeah. Ran it in on him there. Files took off there.
Yep. He will have to retreat back to first base after that foul ball down the third base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zach Ralph.
Loudon's over there at first base. Missed that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Substitution.
Big Evil. Justin Loudon holding it down at first. 2-2. Swung on, grounded to short. Williamson fires to Dreyer for 1. They will not turn 2.
Speedy.
But a
Ralph.
6-4, and yeah, Zach Ralph just too fast to get doubled off.
It had to have been like a one hopper and closer to the bag.
So Joe Juarez bats. 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking last time. That was against Andy Galle. So first time for Joe Juarez to see Jaron Dishman.
So we look at the line score. It goes Mavs are 2-6-1. Mets are 6-4-1. But this that tells you what happens when you walk batters.
I see what you did there. Yeah, base runners on any way you can get them.
Yeah, and
the Mets took advantage.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
Took advantage of that error and in that scoring time and
that big first inning.
Yeah,
5 runs went on the board before Moon City kind of settled down.
We're still a long ways away, but
it is, and it's been more back and forth since then.
Yeah.
But I mean, Moon City's just in a hole. 0-1 to Joe Juarez.
He's going.
Dishman is going to throw over. That was a great move. Loudon tried to sell it, did not. Field umpire not buying. So this is Lester Ratcliffe in the field, and Rick Hammers is the plate umpire. This is a good crew, about as good as it gets here in the grip. And Ralph takes off. Aldridge on the exchange drops the ball, and so Zach Ralph gets a
tried
steal.
To do a quick move quick move to the plate, and that'd have been a good one if he just stepped off with his back foot. I think Ralph is.
Oh, he was already committed.
Yeah,
sure.
He was.
They would have had him dead to the rights, but instead he's safe at second.
Some pitchers don't want you to holler at them to step off. I mean, some things like that in their stride or stuff, or when they're coming set. But it's just.
Juarez pops this
left center.
Out into left center. Settling under it is Brashler, and the veteran,
the jet man,
makes the catch. So the fly boy gets the out. And so Moon City threatened once again, but they stranded a man in scoring position. 6-2 is the score. Springfield Metropolitans out in front, and they will bat in the bottom of the fifth when we come back. It is baseball night in the Ozarks.
We believe reading creates bright futures. Ozarks Literacy Council offers one-on-one tutoring and a variety of literacy programs for students of all ages.
My student is still making progress and is excited. He can now text.
Near the end of the month, he brought me his own book and read it to me all on his own. He was so proud and had such a reignited spirit for reading. I nearly cried.
My adult student just completed the entire alphabet, error-free, for the first time.
She has improved to the point of wanting extra material. It's such a great thing. She used to hate having to read, and now she wants more.
Empower yourself and your children for a better life.
Ozarks Literacy Council.
Rantsberger, Dane Schaff back with you live at U.S. Baseball Park, where the Springfield Metropolitans have a 6-2 lead over their crosstown rival Moon City Mavericks in the bottom of the fifth. That is when the Metropolitans will come to bat to try to pad their lead. It'll be Zach Young, Steve Aldridge, Brock Chaffin for the bad boys of baseball. And here's a little stat here, maybe a little too early to introduce this, but maybe not. In the time that Daniel England and Brock Chaffin have been managers here in the GRBL, Brock Chaffin is lifetime 0-3 in games he has managed against Daniel England. Rendelman bounces the first offering to Zach Young for a ball. So Young has walked and struck out tonight. Looked at a strike there.
There's a little bit better.
And by wild pitch.
Way outside.
No chance for McDaniel there. Rendelman leaving some things short here.
Might be the little sticky yum balls getting to a pitching hand there.
I wonder if he got a new one or one that had just skipped on the turf. There's another one low in the zone, but Young fouled it off and got a piece.
Yeah.
It's 2-2. Fastball swung on, foul back, just catching the top of the screen. So Zach Young, originally from Bolivar, Missouri, and I can tell you lived in Iowa for quite a time, played 8 years with MSBL clubs in Iowa.
Curveball.
That is popped way up there, running in to get that is the Moon City left fielder and not making the catch.
Boy,
looked like is that Musser? Yeah, that is Anthony Musser, and he comes up limping. So I'll score that, and our official score says error.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll ride with that.
He went for the basket catch there, so I kind of meant he misread that at the end there. He's kind of.
Hope he's all right. Yeah, he's still kind of gimping on his right leg.
That's almost
Steve Aldridge bats. Man is in scoring position for him. Excellent opportunity for the Mets. As Aldridge looked at a ball. Steve, uncharacteristically 0 for 2, had a 14-hit performance in 9 games last season. Well, hey, nothing gets out of a slump like talking about a man's slump.
Comes a throw from Joe.
That is going to be offline, and so the Mets score. Then they go to second, and no exchange is made there. Baseball still loose, but Aldridge is going to stay put.
Gets in there to second base.
That's an RBI for Steve Aldridge, and so the slump is over. He's now 1 for 7.
Emery come in throwing hard on that. The ball just kind of ended up the line a little bit. Been close play if he had got targeted at home plate there.
7-2 is the score now. Metropolitans back up by 5.
I didn't think he had a chance there, to get a throw home. But boy,
well, he was going to try. He was determined to try it. I think as soon as that came off the bat.
Good speed there and everything. Steve just stroked it over the middle there, over the top of the deep plane shortstop there, Welsh. So it kind of maybe fooled Joe a little bit. That's how hard it was hit.
Chaffin is the batter. The courtesy runner for Aldridge is the number 2. That's Tillerson. Chase Tillerson. And Chaffin rips one right side. That is through out into right field. Tillerson gets the stop sign, and Hammett fires it home anyway. So first and third for the Mets.
You could airmail that. Don't think that Brock running to first there. He was going to go on to second base in case you airmailed it home.
Yep, he definitely wanted to. Quick little trip here out to the mound for Jacob Mcdaniel, visiting with Rendelman against Justin Parker. And this is just, McDaniel's a veteran now. It's his 3rd year, so he should know Justin Parker at this point. Probably a little bit of quick advice on how to approach him. Or he might just be saying, shake that off.
Yeah, I must have just missed McDaniel. I thought he was new this year.
No, he played for, he was on the Ducks a season ago. He broke in with the Showmen in 2020.
So we flip-flopped.
Yeah, you would have been opponents both times. Played for the same clubs in the wrong years.
I was Ducks then, and then the Showmen.
And from the stretch, Brock Chaffin takes off, and he will take second base uncontested. What did I tell you about him? He knows a thing or two about timing.
You got to look a second time. No matter who it is, most of the guys are going to run out here. There'll be a couple that you wouldn't have to, but
Brock almost always goes on the second pitch. He watches the first one to get the timing of the delivery. Here's a broken bat toward the shortstop. Welsh with it for Moon City. Files stepped off the bag and then back on to get the out, but another one comes across.
Sacrifice RBI
for,
if you want to call that,
the Mets. That's Tillerson scoring, so it's 8-2. I can't call it a sacrifice, but you can call it a ribby.
Well, we got.
This is Justin Loudon.
Loudon's up here.
Hitting in the position of David Rodriguez.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't think this Rodriguez was just, swings on the right side.
This was just a straight-up position swap. Loudon came on and played first base for David an inning ago.
Sparking the white shoes there. That's
a little something there. That's making a statement. The white shoes with the all-black everything else. Check to swing.
I choose to wear the white shoes with the white pants, it's cooler on these old feet.
The white shoes on the turf is a brave move because they can turn into gray shoes on you in a hurry.
Yeah.
1-0 here to Loudon. Fastball swung on and hit. That's going back into left field. Musser camps out, makes the catch. Runner will tag, and Chaffin makes the score. 9-2, coming across on a sac fly by Justin Loudon.
Brock just circled back to touch the base a second time. I think he was saying somebody was talking to him about his running ability there. So he circled back to home plate, touch it a second time to speak to someone there, I'm sure.
Brock Chaffin may touch the scales at 285, but he can run.
I wasn't going to talk anything about weight.
I'd like to go ahead to, one time I said he weighed 275, and he corrected me.
He corrected you.
Yes, so who am I to discount 10 pounds of muscle?
Yeah.
1-1 to Calvin Dreyer here. Calvin had an RBI back in the third. First one of the season, but with the bases empty, only way he's getting a ribby at this at-bat is to hit one out of here.
Give Brock a few years. He'll be wanting to make it lower.
There's a 2-1 up and in.
So, 9-2 here in the 5th inning.
Yep. They've put up 3 in this inning and counting.
Yep.
Ooh, and Rendelman sends one to Dreyer high and tight for the walk. So Calvin Dreyer has now reached in all 3 of his appearances today. Reached on an error, hit an RBI double, then just walked, and it brings up Jonah Williamson, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Went down looking last time, but that was against Barnes. So here he is hitting left-handed against Gabe Rendelman. Fastball, down and out.
A little bit of tail on that thing there. Just kept on cutting away from Williamson. Playing him straight away, a little bit pull.
Ever so slightly, Williamson chased there. Took a big cut.
I believe we saw a change up right there. Just a straight change.
Runner goes. That's Dreyer taking off for second. Throw to second base.
It's knocked down.
Not going to get there. Yeah,
Welsh knocked it down, and it comes back towards the pitcher.
Well, it's just kind of looking like a safety in football. Just if you can't make the interception, whatever you do, knock the ball down.
That might be a play of theirs, that they overthrow him and get the runner to stand up and run with Emery in center field to throw you out at third. So
there's a foul ball off of Williamson's bat to stay 1-2. Just popped that right back toward his own on-deck circle.
Clay Murphy protecting Mike Hutchins down there with
the old off the bat to another bat. That goes behind Jonah Williamson.
And he called a balk.
But a balk is called. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rendelman didn't come set.
It's sometimes everybody gets kind of a little in a hurry on that, and you bounce. And if you bounce, there's no definitive pause there, and that's what they look for.
Well, and Gabe, to his credit, is just trying to get out of this inning because he sees that 3 up on the board. Foul ball again for Williamson, kind of almost the same spot, right toward the Springfield Mets dugout on the first base side.
Well, even on the balk call, he looked like a curve or slider there that come behind him, but looks like they're going to try to go off speed on Williamson.
Another 1-2, set him up out. He did not fall for it.
He's got a lot of run on that. I mean, he's got to throw that in the middle of the plate, and it'll come to the corner.
2-2 to Williamson.
So I did.
Yeah, that was almost that bounce again, like you were talking about. He's going to have to just work on setting. That's just a matter of that's mental. Don't get ahead of yourself. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff pitch to Williamson. In and down. That is a walk. So back-to-back walks brings Clay Murphy to the plate. First and third, that's going to bring... Yeah, Mavericks are going to make some moves. So feeling a Henry's towing pitching change coming on here. Daniel England goes and gets... First of all, he's taken out the catcher, Jacob McDaniel. He's sending Michael Easter on. It's a full-out battery swap as on comes Chris Matlock. So England hands the ball to Chris Matlock, making his first appearance in 2022. And Chris Matlock, if you've never seen him pitch, you are in for a treat. So a season ago, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 8 earned runs on 22 hits for Ozark, struck out 16 and walked just 2. He hit 6 batters, so the ERA was 3.48. So Chris Matlock, originally from Springfield, Missouri, went to Glendale. Then he went to Longview Community College and then ended up at Division II, University of Central Missouri, where he was a Daktronics All-American. And as a matter of fact, he was the 2009 Division II Pitcher of the Year by the American Baseball Coaches Association. He has since been inducted into the University of Central Missouri Hall of Fame. He was selected by the Texas Rangers in the 2009 Major League Baseball Amateur Entry Draft, played for the Low A club up in Spokane, Washington in 2009, where he had 3 saves, was set to make his debut in spring training with the Frisco Rough Riders. That's the Double A club in the Texas League in 2010. but had essentially a career-ending arm injury in 2010 that led to his unceremonious release from affiliated baseball. Came out here and found the grip and rip in 2017 and has been part of some pretty good clubs ever since. Matter of fact, in the last 3 seasons, Chris Matlock has been on a team that made the championship final 3 times, including a championship win as a member of the Henry's Towing High Rollers in 2019.
Let's see. I think Williamson's going to try to go on first pitch.
First and third, Matlock sends a slider to the plate. Michael Easter does not elect to throw.
He made some
down.
changes there. We got Nick Bacon.
Nick Bacon's in left.
And Barnes comes into first. Matlock and Easter.
Matlock sees a grounder go right side, and the Mavericks will handle that to get out of the inning. So a 4-3 gets Chris Matlock started. But the Springfield Metropolitans did put 3 runs on the board. They're in the bottom of the 5th, so they lead 9-2. Moon City will look for answers when we come back. It is baseball night in the Ozarks. Back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. And go Locos!
Well, a Henry's Towing pitching change has been made for the Springfield Metropolitans, leading 9-2 to start the 6th inning. They will call upon number 8 from Wolf Lake, Illinois, Clay Murphy, getting into the ball game a little bit earlier than we anticipated. Nevertheless, the 2020 GRBL MVP is on from Missouri State University. So far this season, 3 innings pitched, no earned runs on 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and a 0.0 ERA. For all of 2021, Murphy pitched 20 innings flat, gave up 0 earned runs on 8 hits, struck out 26, walked absolutely no one. So his ERA for the season was 0.00. His lifetime ERA headed into this 2022 season was 0.6. That was rounded up, so it has since fallen even more dramatically. Clay Murphy walking into this thing, Dane Schaff, on a streak of 24 plus 3, 27 innings pitched since Clay Murphy last allowed a run.
And they got the 3rd last week.
I mean, that's not to say men have not gotten into scoring position on Clay Murphy. It's just that no one has come across the plate. Whether unearned or earned, doesn't matter. The guy gets out there and shoves and delivers goose eggs, and it's just a lot of fun to watch.
So he's...
And Clay Murphy, number 1 overall pick of the 2022 draft.
He can finish out the game.
He could, yeah. This is the 6th, so Mets still have their 3+ tag. 9-2, let's say maybe he does get the pitch count up a little bit. There's no reason to just keep trotting him out there and making him do it, but
because you got, Jonah Williamson. They
could if they wanted
to.
Yeah,
they've got
some options. They've got, Calvin Dreyer can pitch as well. 9-2, just send out a guy with a mop. Moon City will try to get back into the fight here. This is Brady Welsh. It'll be Welsh, Emery, and Barnes. So a good part of the order. Same thing like Chris Meza and I talked about in the last game. You don't have to get all of the runs back right away. You need to chip away.
And even it up.
1-1.
Yep.
Brady Welsh.
Just off the plate the first pitch, but that was right on the corner. Ooh.
That was a slider way outside.
Man, it bit. He goes, my gosh. I can just hear him.
He's chuckling at himself a little bit there.
Yeah.
think Steve Aldridge may be saying to Brady Welsh, wow, did you see that?
Did you see how far out it went? Maybe, I don't know where he's going with the next pitch.
Here comes the 2-1. That's a fastball that misses on the outer half. So Brady Welsh up 3-1 in the count here.
Clay sometimes it looks like he rushes himself.
Yeah,
just occasionally in there.
That's exactly what this is, and he knows he's facing a competent hitter in Welsh who lifts one into center field. But there's Jared Brashler.
I mean, that'd be the only thing.
Making that grab.
You know, he hits it in between those two. They're going to argue who's going to get it. You know, they got both good gloves and excellent speed to get there.
Yep, Brashler and Waters were right there. They've got Tillerson as the left fielder now for the Mets. And on the infield, it is left to right. Justin Parker coming in at third. Jonah Williamson still the shortstop. Dreyer holding it down at second, and Justin Loudon at first. Steve Aldridge has been the man behind the plate for the distance thus far. There's a strike thrown to Joe Emery.
I think Chaffin got in there one inning there.
Boy, if he caught an inning, I sure slept through it. So my apologies.
I'm not. Maybe I'm just dreaming that.
Here's a ball on the outer half. Missed. Evens the count 1-1. It's Joe Emery, 1 for 2 tonight with a triple. Slider. Not to the liking of the man in charge. That's Rick Hammers back there. He is one of the best.
They say it's 2-1.
It is 2-1.
I thought he had a strike in there somewhere.
2-1 makes it 2-2.
Slider
for a
strike.
strike.
Slider, yeah.
And yeah, I think we may be getting to that time for Clay Murphy.
I
where
can say this is a slider right here.
Start sending. Maybe you go front door here. Let's see. No, that was a fastball, but Emery lifts it. Oh, Justin Loudon had it go off the glove. That would have been tough.
That's
but an
to
E
the glove
goes up
side
on the board,
as he's going back to his right and just off of the handle. I mean it's just flared out there, and it's tough play when you're set ready to play something hot.
So Michael Barnes bats here. He has a single and a run batted in tonight. Matter of fact, he's 2 for 2.
Yeah. Trying to get back some of those that he gave up there with those walks.
Michael Barnes swings a nice bat. You know, was hitless in the first game, but took good approaches. You could tell the capability was there. Just he had not batted throughout his entire college career. You know, it's been since high school.
I can't imagine that. I mean,
facing Clay Murphy, so no easy task. The 0-1 slider. Barnes checked it, but that's a strike.
I understand, the thoughts of that, but I still like the National League. I want the pitchers to bat. I
like pitchers who can hit, and Michael Barnes is one. He showed it tonight, swing and a miss there.
That one bit hard.
Clay Murphy says maybe you should think about having somebody DH for you, but many a good man has been victimized by that slider.
Yep.
So Clay Murphy records his second out. TJ Orlandy is up 0 for 2 tonight. The engineer from S&T looks at a strike. Murphy starting to settle down. Runner takes off, and now Murphy steps off. Throw down to Dreyer at second. In time. He is caught stealing, so that will...
Joe took off like one.
Get him out of the inning.
One step too early.
Split second too soon. Joe Emery caught stealing. So it is 9-2. Springfield Metropolitans have the lead on the Moon City Mavericks. Back in a moment on baseball night in the Ozarks.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
So Chris Matlock, the Daktronics All-American and the former NCAA Division II Pitcher of the Year, back out to work for the Moon City Mavericks, trailing by 7. But for Chris Matlock, this is just, think of it as an extended spring training opportunity, if you will, perhaps.
And
I think
we've the been saying
initial
sliders, here's another one that throws slider.
That funky slider of Chris Matlock, from
Kind
that
of
sidearm position.
Little sidearm, but you don't expect that out of a big guy like that.
Well, that's kind of out of necessity. He was always a sidearmer, and he, kind of indirectly, blames it, his time in the Texas Rangers system. He says, Nolan Ryan is, of course, very big on long toss, and that's not so good if you're a sidearmer.
No.
So, Chris.
The long toss builds your arm, but if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then you just don't. That's why I look at some kids. But I said, the kids are playing outfield while they're doing pitching and stuff, they're getting the long toss.
Sure, just as a natural part of the game. Here's Jared Brashler grounding one to second. That is Orlandy up with it on the right side. He is in the stead of Joe Juarez and gets the out.
There's days I just love the long toss, and other days I was like, no,
if it doesn't feel good, you don't need to be doing it.
Let's just do 121 feet. That's first to third or home to second, and so give or take a few inches.
Harrison Waters steps in, facing Matlock, look to the strike.
Little backdoor slider with a little bit off, taken off of that one.
That's how he gets you.
Oh, there's
really everything is. He's got a fastball that he will throw on occasion.
Yeah.
He's got a slider and then more of a breaking pitch. But what makes Matlock good is just he can throw that one slider from 3 different arm slots, and depending on how much effort he puts on it, he can turn one pitch into about 100 different looks. As Harrison Waters puts one way up into center field, Joe Emery back to get that for Moon City for the second out. So with 2 away, that's going to bring up Zach Young.
I was going to say that ball got dark, but it's the tinted windows above.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a new touch this year. We have to, if the people watching us on the hard camera see Dane and I duck down, that's what we're doing. We're looking underneath the screen.
Track the ball. Oh,
that is grounded into play. Yeah, Chris kind of lost the side of the baseball for a second, but makes the flip in plenty of time.
I have to ask Chris what his thoughts were right there.
He's
laughing at me. He goes, I felt kind of out of sync right there.
A little bit of fish out of water, but all is well that ends well. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Matlock and Moon City. They will try to battle back in the stretch inning.
It's going to number 7.
9-2 is our score. Back with more right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, live and free with you all night on YouTube.
My name is Paul Sunday with Big Whiskey's American Restaurant and Bar, started in Springfield, Missouri. I've always been under the impression you do what you're good at. I got started in the restaurant industry back when I was 18. The original Big Whiskey's was established on Park Central East here, which happens to be Route 66. The concept of Big Whiskey's was very simple. We didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We just wanted to do what others were doing better. We basically are a restaurant that celebrates our bar. We're a restaurant that celebrates sports. But more importantly, we're a restaurant that has a great food product. We've won awards with our pasta dishes, our steaks, our wings, our buffalo chicken dip. People are going to think I'm cliche by saying, well, everything's good. What makes Springfield special to me, whenever I was younger, I used to say that it was big enough to get lost, but not big enough to lose yourself. So I think that it has all the attributes of a big city with, quite frankly, the quaintness of the folks that live inside it.
Randsberger, Dane Shaw back with you live at U.S. Baseball Park, where the start of the 7th inning slightly delayed due to the ever so popular 7th inning kids race. And the Springfield Mets did a great job of making themselves part of the course. However, they are not the finish line. So the kids now running toward third have to get outside of Mike Hudgens. And after some course correction, that's going to be a nice win for that young fella.
We got a stranded one there, Justin.
Well, Justin Loudon's going to go pick up the straggler. Very nice.
Now they're going to get Justin to run the bases there.
That's what we need to see. So nice job by the Mets having a little fun there. Looks like Calvin Dreyer trying to shepherd his little one. He says, no, you turned around at home. Now you have to go back into
now you got to go back up with mom. I know, but Dad, I need to be out here.
A tradition unlike any other. So, Dane, you've been out there as a player. What do you do? Like, let's say you're Clay Murphy right now, trying to get warmed up to throw an inning where you're having a pretty good outing. How disruptive is that really?
Now it doesn't bother. That stuff doesn't bother me. But back when I was Clay's age, I want
after you a little
the game
bit,
need to be the game. But we didn't have quite those things. We may have had some kids squalling in the stands or whatnot when we were playing but
audience participation is a little more of a thing out here.
Yeah, and it was that was families. I mean, when we played there, Lockwood. I mean, that men's league was very tough.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say there were 16 teams at the height, and all 16 could come out here and compete, and it was taken seriously.
Yeah.
And but we still families came to watch you play
to watch the game. So
I mean, every once in a while there's a slip of a word, or here or there, but it was still all about the families being there.
TJ Orlandy looked at a slider for a strike, and so his introduction to Clay Murphy continues.
I'm going to say Clay. It didn't bother Clay too much now. He's on. There's another tight slider, and Orlandy swung on that.
Well, Clay knows a thing or two about being distracted by the kiddos. He's got, his son Clark is a toddler, and then he and Lindsay have another one on the way due at the end of September as he strikes at Orlandy.
Fastball outside corner painted.
Well, I was trying to make a point about how the kids race could be disruptive mentally, but Murphy just threw 3 straight strikes.
Maybe got after Orlandy.
Maybe TJ was the one who was distracted.
I'm here to swing. No, I think that's fine, dandy here. Let's generate them kids to have the interest in the ball game.
I've heard more than one player say, my kid can't tell me anything about what I did in the game, but they talk all about running out onto the field to go touch the bases. So, pretty neat.
When we had the men's league in Nixa before we moved away, my daughter was like around 3, and I'd go get her. We go to McDonald's, get a Happy Meal, and we come to the ballpark, and she'd eat that Happy Meal on the in the bench.
That's fatherhood right there.
Until
tied up on a 2-0 to make it 2-1.
Until my wife could come get her, and then they'd stay a little while. But I mean, you could tell when she played basketball and high school basketball and softball, she was a competitor. She knew the game pretty much inside and out, and whether she got that from dad playing or coaches or whatnot,
probably a little bit genetic, I'd say as well. Here's a 2-2 to Hammett fastball from Clay Murphy.
Yeah, I just missed. He's setting him up here. Because he doesn't usually miss that far away.
Well, he doesn't like to throw that fastball for a ball. I can tell you that. Here comes a 3-2.
Just a bit low.
Oh my goodness! The Hammett hustle down to first. He did not stay in Clay Murphy's line of sight for too long. That is the first walk that Murph has issued since 2020. Went all last season without walking a batter.
Oh yeah,
and had not walked a man until.
I don't like to walk batters.
Just now.
I don't like to hit batters. I mean, I've been in those situations where you got to plunk somebody, and it's just.
Ooh. Michael Easter looked at a front door slider for a strike. And, Michael is a grizzled vet of this league. He knew that was coming, and you just still see how potent it is.
I think I've hit a batter or two out here, and he fouls that down the first base line coach. He's over there. Rendelman
That is
coaching first base.
Rendelman in the box there.
He waved at it, said, "That's a little hotter." I've been there. But you're just getting if the kids are involved and just get them. I mean, if anything we do to make them understand how much this game could be loved, that's
what it's all about.
Yeah.
Easter with a little excuse me foul ball there.
I think that guy rode in on him there. Yeah.
Just a touch. So that got Michael's attention. The auto mechanic. And he can also help you out. Let's say you need a vehicle inspection. That's a big part of his job.
Yeah.
But down 0-2 here.
Always good to have that.
That's good to know somebody, and he goes
there's
down
that
looking.
fastball on the outside corner.
So the highly trained eye of Michael Easter, no match for Clay Murphy's fastball.
Yeah.
It's now 3 strikeouts for Murph.
I think that's a big plus. I mean, that Missouri does the vehicle inspections because it can keep some bad cars off the road. Thus making my life a little easier.
Yeah, back in the days of when we had the Friday night games, Mike told me a story. He said, I just was making small talk with him before a game. I said, yeah, you worked a full day today. He said, oh, yeah, I inspected 28 vehicles, and now I'm out here getting ready to catch.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
I mean, that and doing them well. I mean, he's doing
Bacon.
Oh, that's 2 sliders.
Chased one, yeah.
First one buckled his shoulder a little bit. And but yeah, I mean, Michael's flat doing 2 an hour.
That's
right
moving
there, and that's tough. But I mean, you get a brand new car in there or a fairly new one, it's pretty simple. But you get an older one, they gotta look at stuff. Oh, there's a
Bacon chops one into play. That is Calvin Dreyer handled the exchange just enough to get the ball to Jonah Williamson, and they give each other a little reassurance as they jog off.
Dreyer must not have thought he could turn and tag that.
They just needed the one.
Yep.
So 4-6, they get the out. Score remains 9-2 in favor of the Springfield Metropolitans. It is stretch time, and in the Grip and Rip Baseball League, the 7th inning stretch, as always, brought to you by the folks at Sumit's Hot Yoga. At Sumit's Hot Yoga, you are going to feel awesome.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible. Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
To 2 is the score. The Springfield Metropolitans ahead of their crosstown rivals, the Moon City Mavericks.
We just got a quartet serenade
of
Harry Carey.
That was singing something of a show. I'm sure somebody hit a note in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Take Me Out to the Ball Game has been performed and back underway. It'll be Aldridge, Chaffin, and Parker for the Metropolitans. So 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Bad Boys.
This will be a good matchup here.
Steve Aldridge against Chris Matlock. Heck yeah, let's go. This is what you pay the $5 to see right here. Matlock kicks and works inside for a strike. Steve watched it go. I think that was intentional. It looked like the bat was staying on the shoulder there.
Yeah.
But the chess match is afoot. Matlock went with something straighter that time. That was a ball low, so we're even.
I think he may turn that over just a little bit. It looked like it had something on there, but maybe that's his changeup.
That was a curveball grounded to first. Moon City will flip it back. That's Barnes to Matlock, who covered the bag nicely. Good old 3-1. That's a good out for Chris Matlock for sure.
Yeah, Barnes is going to take it himself, and he saw Matlock running over there. I'm giving it to you, buddy.
So here's Brock Chaffin. Nope. Or no, this is not Chaffin. This is a pinch hitter, Tillerson. Okay.
I think he came in there to run for. Chaffin after he stole a base, wasn't it?
Well, he came in and played some outfield an inning ago. I'm not exactly sure.
He came into courtesy.
I thought he ran for Aldridge.
That may have been it. Yep.
Nevertheless, getting some hacks here. Chase Tillerson from Evangel University. He's from Springfield, Missouri. Works at Sam's Club. Looking for his first hit of 2022. Won't get it that time, as he just got a very unceremonious introduction to Chris Matlock, who puts him down with a slider.
Chris struck me out the first time I faced him. It was just like, oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of if that's what happened to you.
You know, deep down, I think, oh, I should have hit him, you know, but yeah, I'm still giving up. Too many years.
Justin Parker steps in, and this is a pretty good fight here. Two guys who both broke in 2017, 1-0. I think Matlock knows that. He's going to be respectful of Parker's power, but still aggressive. Oh. Justin reaches out and pokes a trickler to third. Ralph puts some air under the throw, but a great adjustment by Michael Barnes. The back foot backhand catch to get the out.
Back in the foul side of the bag there.
Yeah, that's a pretty brave first base play there by Michael Barnes. So that is a 1-2-3 inning for Matlock. 9-2 is our score. Dane and I are back right after this. It is baseball night in the Ozarks.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine top 100 bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
I'm Rance Berger. My partner for this one is Dane Schaff, the man Father Time forgot. And I think the Moon City Mavericks might like to forget this one. 9-2, they trail the Springfield Metropolitans, who are, don't look now, but in danger of getting the first win in Mets franchise history over Moon City.
Yep, and they got the right man on the mound there.
Yep, Clay Murphy on. I mean, 7-run deficit, but, both teams are throwing horses here. It's Murphy for the Metropolitans, Chris Matlock for the Mavericks. And speaking of Chris Matlock, who's got the bat in his hand?
Yeah, boy.
Yes, Matlock, pinch hitting. This is in the David Rodriguez spot. Let's go. Showtime here.
Saw a slider.
Well, Chris should know how to hit that.
Chris said that's off my elbow.
Matlock in the 10 spot in the order. Swing and hit.
Fastball off here.
I'll give you a little Chris Matlock batting history.
Well, we're getting a little painted sky here, too.
Oh, yeah. Sun's going down. Beautiful night. Chris Matlock hit 500 a season ago. He was 1 for 2.
There we are.
And we found out he does own batting gloves. Here's a fastball.
Big chopper.
Swung on, grounded way back in the hole. Williamson bare hands it. I'm going infield single. Give him a hit.
Yeah,
yes, indeed. Chris Matlock.
Williamson backed up to take the next hop, and he should have caught that on the big hop.
And,
We've seen that in all the games today. That big chopper. Oh, Chris goes. I made it on base.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher. Runner. Yes, indeed.
Biggies.
That is Musser.
Musser, yeah.
Yep. So Anthony Musser runs for Chris Matlock, whose batting average for the season is now 1,000.
They're just doing anybody that's not in the game as a courtesy runner now instead of the last batted out?
Yes, it can be either the last out or anyone who is
not
considered a bench player. And so since Musser has been replaced, he's legal here. So here's Zach Ralph down 0-1 to Murphy.
There's another one.
And, man, if you're a position player for Moon City, you're thinking, okay, our pitcher just got a hit off of Clay Murphy. We can do this. This is doable. 0-2. Chopper to first. Rodriguez with it, throws to second. Williamson on the bag, and they then fake a throw, but that's going to be a fielder's choice.
You know, I think we'll watch Ralph here, see if he stepped off, see if Rodriguez would have kept the ball.
I think David might have thought about something tricky, but
yeah, if he would have kept it, I mean, but of course Clay stepped up on the mound area, so.
One out. Runner at first is Ralph. They're going to keep their eye on him as he faked a takeoff there, but there's a strike thrown to Juarez. And Joe tonight 0 for 3, struck out back in the third. That was at the hands of Andy Galle. That was 2 pitchers ago.
Here comes a pickoff.
Yeah, I think Metropolitans are going to try to keep Ralph close. And David's going out there with him on the lead. Ralph takes off. Aldridge throws a 1-hop. Dreyer got the tag down. Yes, sir, they got him. Caught stealing. Great throw by Aldridge, that 1-hop throw, and then credit Calvin Dreyer for adjusting and bringing the tag down.
Zach tried to do a pop-up, looked like, or he caught that edge of that carpet there. He came up before the base there. Just looked a little, but that was a good throw by Aldridge.
The 1-1, Juarez hits this one back. Murphy reaches up and snags it, and will throw
easy
to his partner, David Rodriguez, in time.
Let Matlock get a hit, and then easy peasy, right?
Something like that. So another goose egg goes on the board for Clay Murphy, and that is the bottom line. 9-2, the Metropolitans' advantage over the Mavericks. To the bottom of the 8th we go. It is baseball night in the Ozarks.
What gets me out of bed every morning is the possibility of helping people. I want to give people back their peace of mind. I want to know they have a fighter in their corner when they've been the victim of someone else's negligence to help put their lives back together. I want them to know it's going to be okay. Our creed at Toll Torpedo is tell them you need business. We want our clients to know that when they hire our law firm, the insurance companies are going to take them seriously. They're going to take their case serious. We leave no stone unturned in preparing your case. We are on the cutting edge of trial technology. We have 2 decades of trial experience in representing injured clients. We become a part of our client's struggle and take on that burden. We get our clients the justice they deserve. That's the rewarding part. The look on their face, their appreciation.
They know that our team has gone to battle for them and we have come out victorious. That is the most rewarding part.
We have carried their burden. We have walked in their steps. We have fought their fight.
It is the bottom of the 8th inning. The Springfield Metropolitans have a 9-2 lead on the Moon City Mavericks. If the Metropolitans can hang on and win this, they will improve to 1-1, trying to knock the Mavericks to 0-2. But more importantly for the Mets in terms of the playoff picture, and it's never too early to talk about the playoffs, they would pull even with the Republic Locos atop the standings in the GRBL North. So a little bit to play for here. Matlock starts David Rodriguez off with a slider way in. A little too tight for the liking of the man in charge, a little too tight for the catcher Easter to hang on.
And Mavs have still out hit the Mets 7-6.
It's just it's how baseball goes. You know, you take advantage of base runners however you can get them. In the case of the Mets, it was by the way of the walk.
The walk in
that
that
5-inning first, and then errors.
Four or five walks there, and an error in that. And I think the Mets errors have not affected them too
they've
much.
not been as punished for their mistakes as the Mavericks have.
Lights are really taking over now. So
sun is pretty well set. But temperatures holding steady in the mid-70s. And no wind to speak of. It's died down almost completely.
Is hanging down there.
Check of the weather powered by A&L Electric. So 2-1 is the count to David Rodriguez. Matlock set and deals a breaking ball. Easter again down to block. It's 3-1.
Haven't had a lot of foul balls with these two slider pitchers, have we?
Well, they've kind of all gone back to the screen if anybody pulls one. David swung out of his cleats there. 3-2.
None of them are making it up and over for a quarter.
Well,
I think we had a couple of pulled ones, really full, yeah.
Ooh. Speaking of pulled, Chris Matlock pulled a little too much on the fastball. That's a walk. So a free pass there. Rodriguez takes his walk nice and slow. It's going to bring up Calvin Dreyer. And Calvin tonight, 1-for-2, an RBI double back in the third.
Got Galle out there at first base coaching now.
Oh, yeah. You know, Galle used to be a manager in this league. A lot of people forget about that. There's a slider on the outer half.
Somebody woke him up off the bench there, you know.
Said, hey, Andy, you want to go have some fun?
Get out there. You had your power nap.
I think he's a nice fit with just this mix, these Metropolitans, with Brock Chaffin managing. Steve Reich. Yeah, Andy was a manager himself for 3 seasons and then just went to the commissioner, Tony Lewis, and said, hey, you know, I don't think I'm cut out to be a manager. I just want to play. Let me play.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done that, yeah.
0-2 to Dreyer. Fastball swung on. Well, that was a foul ball you wanted, Dane, but it stayed on the playing surface.
Stayed on playing field, yeah.
Down in the corner and right.
I said sliders now. I didn't say fastballs. You know.
Yeah, Chris went to the heat.
Yeah, he come in with that, and Dreyer saw it. Just couldn't put it in the
reaction,
field to play.
Just not quite quick enough. And he's probably got to be sitting slider here on an 0-2. Calvin stands in, righty against righty this matchup. Ooh, swing and a miss over the top.
Go down.
Great pitch
Rodriguez
by Chris
is
Matlock.
back easily. then he's shaking his head.
I think, well, yeah, he
Easter.
knows.
Easter.
Yeah, he knows Easter did that just to make him dive back in.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was.
Yeah. Because I ain't going anywhere. It's 9-2.
Williamson.
There's the unwritten rule. I'm not stealing. 7 runs. That means 2 grand slams to win, you know.
So Jonah, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. He has walked twice. So the OBP, excellent. But he'd like to get a hit, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
U.S. Forest Service wildland firefighter, Jonah Williamson.
We talked the other day about that a little bit. How much there's fundamentally things that are the same as structure firefighting and wildland and then
definitely some differences.
Yeah, we got the differences, but I mean it's there's some things here and there, and we talked about it. I talked about doing the emergency part of that several years ago, and it was just the fact I'd be gone from my job too much.
Yeah. There's a 1-2 swing and a miss.
Yeah, I wasn't full time at that point there.
Gotcha.
And
got to make sure you're getting the money right.
Yeah. I had a chance to play with St. Joseph. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I just lost their.
Was that the Mustangs?
Yeah. I mean, a bunch of years ago, but there's just no way I could do it and keep my job and have the house payment and the car payment.
You got to be able to eat, and you need a roof over your head.
Keep the wife happy. She loved baseball, but I mean, up until last year, we celebrated our anniversary at a baseball, softball, basketball place.
2-2 here. I misspoke a minute ago, so Williamson is still in. It's now 3-2. Matlock wants a new baseball.
And not all those games were mine, but most of them.
Well, hey, I understand.
Most of them were.
Life comes at you fast.
30 some of them. But
full house here for Williamson. Now he strikes out. So back-to-back strikeouts for Chris Matlock.
He took something off of that and threw that on the outside corner, and Jonah was seeing heat.
That'll bring up Clay Murphy.
Jonah will make that correction here.
I mean, he hasn't looked at live pitching in 3 years. That's just the big thing for Williamson is getting back into, he's in shape. He's athletic.
Yep.
It's just figuring out how pitchers pitch here in the grip and rip. You're just going to see more off-speed stuff than you would, if you're a high school ball player, or, Jonah played a year at North Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Clay Murphy up ahead 1-0. Battle of the slider throwers here.
He should
know what to
he's
do.
It's on his shoulders here. Okay, Matlock got a hit off me. Here we go.
2-0.
Got to get him back.
Hey, a walk is just as good as a single, right? Especially with a man on.
Oh, pick off.
Hey, don't forget about me.
David goes, I'm a foot's width off of the base.
He just literally took one step to get back. That's just two guys having some fun with each other. 2-0. Matlock from the belt comes home with the slider. Murphy was sitting on it, but
slides that out. A little late. One.
Oh, and a ricochet off the fence.
Stayed in. Yeah, sometimes pitcher will throw over there. The runner is getting his lead off, and he looks down at his feet to measure or something, and
might as well try it.
I mean, it's a timing thing. It's keep them off balance over there.
2-1 runs outside, and so Murphy has worked his way into a hitter's count here. 3-1, 2 outs on the board. Again, 9-2 is the score. Metropolitans way out in
front.
They're
playing Murph shallow in the outfield here.
Front door slider for a strike.
Okay, that was the one you're supposed to turn on, right?
Maybe he's waiting for something else.
Yeah.
Trying to force Matlock to go to the gas.
Yeah.
3-2.
I think Matlock's smiling at him right there.
I'd throw the same pitch, but hey.
Yeah.
He's smarter than I am. Yeah, it was the slider out.
Oh, and a chopper.
Chopped into play. Matlock off the bag and just
makes the play and runs it all the way to first.
Solo effort by Chris Matlock to get the out.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. That's a nice fight right there.
Ended of 8.
Yep.
A lot of zeros here at the end, but
Moon City with one more chance. They are down 9-2. Might take a miracle. We'll see if they can pull it off when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, brought to you all season long, live and free, right here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible. Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
Well, the score on the board's not close, but this has been a fun game and a lot of battles within the battle, wouldn't you say, Dane Schaff? And
you take away that 5 spot, and
it's
4-2.
Yep.
And I mean, you got a pitcher that can do the job and throw strikes, and he's just missing. He's just missing a little mechanics, maybe a little bit in your head. I mean, been there, had that for a time, had to work. Couldn't even throw batting practice one time because I was playing catcher so much. Again, talking about either throwing to the box or a baseball width, at the plate, and it kind of gets in your head sometimes.
I've definitely noticed moments here tonight. Again, the score 9-2 in the Mets' favor. Clay Murphy facing Brady Welsh. Both of these clubs are using these moments to kind of gauge each other's tendencies because they're going to see each other once again in the regular season. That's going to be a little bit down the road, but there's always the chance that you run into a club for a 3rd time in the playoffs. So taking advantage of the opportunities, Brady Welsh grounds this one to the shortstop. Jonah Williamson just fired a laser and that punched out Brady
right
Welsh.
There, somebody told him about that high chopper. There, he attacked that ground ball, came forward as he was catching the ball, and had was able to really put the heat on there. We're both getting down the line very good. So that's one out there. Joe Emery's up. Yeah.
Taking a look here. It'll be Emery and then Barnes, the scheduled hitters.
Oh, another ground ball.
Yep. To the shortstop once again. Williamson. Whew, he short hopped it to the foot. No, the ball came out of the glove for David Rodriguez.
I think that's one. That was it in between. Do I stretch to get that, or did I play it on the hop?
Yeah, he tried to play the short hop.
Yeah.
And he just didn't quite.
Jonah held up a little bit. He didn't fire it over there.
Yeah.
I've talked with young shortstops, about a little wild when they try to guide it. I just tell them, just tell your first baseman it's coming with heat all the time.
Michael Barnes steps in, 2 for 3 on the night with an RBI. There's sounded like a broken bat.
Yeah.
Murphy fell off the mound.
Nobody's covering third.
Yep.
Nice play. Nice play.
So they do get the out at first. That was Williamson charging in to get that. He won the race against Justin Parker.
I'm not sure. I think Murphy's pitching in tennis shoes. Those aren't cleats.
Oh, I think he's in turfs.
Boy, if they are, it's pretty flat on the bottom. But yeah, he's good to see him. He's up, and he didn't get himself hurt there trying to field that ball, because that thing was a chopper off the mound. And
just
broken bat.
You've heard of fall off the bone barbecue. That was fall off the mound pitching from Clay Murphy. Not normally his MO. Some guys do that every time because they throw so hard. So 2 outs on the board. Runner at second for Moon City. 9-2 the score. Mets trying to close it out.
I used to hop a little bit after I come down and come to the field.
If you're in a rough landing zone,
just,
that can make you want to do that. The 1-1 down there for a strike.
Just trying to stay balanced in a fielding position, instead of some guys over torque and spin out, over the top of their landing foot.
Here comes a 2-strike pitch outside, so we're not quite done yet. 2-2-2 here in the top of the 9th. Springfield Metropolitans knocking on the door of their first win of the season. Murphy comes set from the chest. That time a slider for a strike.
Started on the hip and it broke.
And that is it. Clay Murphy pitched 4 shutout innings. He got 4 strikeouts. And Dane Schaff, let's go ahead and pronounce it. His single in the first inning where the Mets batted around had an RBI to it. And we will give Clay Murphy the Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game award as the Metropolitans get the win. 9-2. Ball game is done. Moon City falls to 0-2. A little frustration perhaps in the Mavericks dugout, but they will bounce back from this. All is not lost, and that's a good ball club, perhaps a little bit better than the score would indicate. But for the Springfield Mets, they did exactly what we thought they would do when this roster was assembled. They were capable of capitalizing on mistakes. They got some key hits when they needed them. And they got great pitching out of Andy Galle, Jaron Dishman, and Clay Murphy tonight. The 3-man relay was very good. And when you bring all those things together, you win 9-2.
Yeah, and the Mavs out hit them, but that first inning, they dug a hole there, and it's just a tough situation there on that. There's a few errors. That was just some pushed plays and stuff, and trying to make a play.
Yep.
And,
So Moon City will regroup. I'll tell you real quickly, coming up Sunday, August 28th, the GRBL will return to action. Moon City, no time to rest. They have the noon game that day. It'll be high noon. Mavericks are at the Republic Locos, so 2 clubs coming off of losses will meet in that noon game. Then at 3 o'clock, it's the old Christian County rivalry, the Highway 14 fight, as the Ozark Mountain Ducks take on the Nixa Suckers. And Dane Schaff, I know you're not from this area, but as a Christian County resident, I can tell you, when Ozark and Nixa play each other, I don't care if it's baseball, football, basketball, tiddlywinks, or forensics debate, they want to beat each other, and that's the name of the game.
2 big rivalries close by there. Yep.
They compete against each other in just about everything. And then at 6 o'clock, baseball night in the Ozarks will once again feature these Springfield Metropolitans. They will be at the Branson Showmen. So full slate of games. I'll be with you. I'll negotiate with Dane to see whether or not he's going to be with us. But we'll figure it out. We're going to have a great show. So Schaff, thank you so much for
thanks for letting me come
hanging
in here.
out. Hey, we're going to do it again. You're not done yet.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully not,
You're not done yet. I'll say that.
Just keep on waiting for that emergency call to come in,
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that at a later date. So 9-2, your final. Springfield Mets are going to come in for interviews. We'll say good night to Dane, and when we come back, we will say good evening to a couple of Mets. So back with more right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, brought to you live and free right here at US Baseball Park.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
Hi, everyone. This is Bob Costas, and I'd like to tell you about an interesting new baseball book, A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan Bryan. A Year of Playing Catch is the story of how a lifelong fan was inspired to take a whimsical journey of discovery and the power of our national pastime to forge lasting connections. You can pick up your copy after any Ozark Mountain Ducks game or from your favorite bookseller or online. That's A Year of Playing Catch.
This coffee just isn't doing it for me today.
You say that every morning.
Yeah, I just can't get my day started.
You should really try Sumit's Hot Yoga. They have early morning classes, and trust me, it wakes you up better than coffee.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Burger back with you live at US Baseball Park, where the Springfield Metropolitans are winners 9-2. They jump all over their crosstown rivals, the Moon City Mavericks, and emerge victorious today. Joined here in the broadcast booth by Mets manager Brock Chaffin and our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game, Clay Murphy. Guys, first of all, you get a win, so record bumps up to 500, and a nice win certainly against Moon City tonight.
Definitely good to get out and get one finally. Bats came out hot, so that always helps.
And Brock, not to make this too personal, but what is the significance of you getting a managerial victory over Daniel England?
I mean, not a lot. I mean, it's different teams every year, so it's new guys every year. It's not like it's the same Mavs team or the same Mets team as last year, but it's just good to get a win and good to see the guys put together some good ABs, especially early in the game. So
yeah, so it's a game where you had just several guys would get one hit, and you had a couple of multi-hit performances, but you turn up big in the first inning, taking advantage of a total of 5 walks and a big advantage on an error as well. But Justin Parker had an RBI single that inning, and then you get an RBI single from Clay Murphy. I know that's always the Mets' game plan, right? Hit him in the mouth straight away.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, I couldn't be happier with the at bats. I know, I think we only had like 6 or 7 hits on the night, but those early walks, guys working 3-2 counts, fouling balls back, taking walks, loading the bases, putting all the pressure on them. I mean, that's where that 5 runs came early. That was a big important piece of it.
So, Clay, for you, I know probably weren't thinking you were going to get to hit in the first. So what were you thinking as you're walking up to the dish there?
Don't screw up, right? Maybe it's a good time to get my first hit of the year instead of waiting 4 or 5 games. So, but luckily I was able to kind of plug one up the middle and beat it out, I guess. But worked out well.
So not a save situation for you tonight, but you do throw 4 shutout innings. When you've got some cushion to work with, mentally, how much pressure are you still putting up on yourself when you go out there and toe that rubber?
I always put quite a bit of pressure on myself, but it makes it easier because you just kind of go out and throw fastballs until you get in trouble or whatever. Then you can kind of start getting after it after that. But, Steve makes it easy back there. He just kind of throw whatever he calls and let it eat. So it works out pretty well.
And Brock, was that the game plan tonight, to see that much Steve Aldridge behind the plate?
Yeah, no, Steve came up to me after the last game and said as long as it's not 100 degrees at he's good to catch as much as I want him to. So, I'll jump back there if he needs me to. But for the most part, these guys pay a lot of money to play in the league. I want to make sure that they get their time and make it worth their time.
Well, good night on the whole for your pitchers, Brock. Andy Galle goes out there, gives you a one-run allowed performance. Jaron Dishman came in there, gave up a couple of hits, but I'll say this for Dish, throws strikes, and then you're able to hand it off to Clay Murphy there to finish the game.
Yeah, I know Galle threw great, and Galle's whole thing is he just makes a little mistake here and there, but for the most part, he's always going to come out and give us a solid 3. And yeah, Dish was kind of the same way, just fell behind a little bit in some counts and had to throw some fastballs, and they hit him, and that's just part of the game. But for the most part, they held the runners in check while they got on the bases, and then handed it off to Clay at the end. And that's a pretty good feeling when you hand him the ball with the lead. So
sure. And Clay, as I look up and down the Mets roster, I know some of these guys are familiar to you as former teammates. Some of them are familiar opponents. What can you say for the chemistry that this club has so far, 2 games in?
It's good. That's the fun part about this league is somebody's played with somebody, throughout their time here. So and baseball's a fun thing too, because no matter what, like you can throw a group of guys together and they wind up getting along and playing well. So it's a special thing. We've all been doing it our entire lives, but chemistry wise, it helps because we can just go out there and play the game we love and just kind of fall back into it. So
is Fruit Snacks Loudon still bringing the fruit snacks now that he's a Met?
Always. Brock's kind of taken over though. He brings some snacks down in the dugout, but Fruit Snacks still brings out the Jolly Ranchers.
What was on the spread tonight, Brock?
What do we have? We had some granola bars, fruit snacks, peanut butter filled pretzels, Gatorade. So I make sure I take care of the guys. They're going to come out here and got to keep them energized. But Loudon still brings his own Jolly Rancher fruit snacks. Apparently ours aren't good enough for him.
Well, hey, when your nickname is Fruit Snacks, it would stand to reason that you would be a fruit snack connoisseur of sorts.
You got to pull it off.
Yeah, a sommelier with a picky palate, if you will. So Brock, next week, you guys are back in the 6 o'clock game, baseball night in the Ozarks. You'll be the road team against the Branson Showmen. They're 0-2, but as we've talked about before, a lot of parity here in the GRBL, so certainly not an easy task.
No, for sure. And I think the first week they showed, the type of team they were. They gave them a early 11 spot, and then they battled back. So it's not like Cole's team doesn't have it in them. They were missing Skyler and David and somebody else today.
Jamar Avery Hart.
Yeah, Avery Hart today. So they were missing some punch in the lineup, missing a pitcher, and it was still a fairly close game. So Cole can hold down his team pretty well, and we look forward to a good game.
Sounds good. We will see you guys next Sunday night right here. Same time, same place. It'll be baseball night in the Ozarks. Big thank you to the Springfield Mets. They are 9-2 winners here tonight, and that is going to chase us as the Mets improve to 1-1. So for all of us here at the Grip and Rib Baseball League, for my partner Dane Schaff, for Commissioner Tony Lewis, for our producer and director Derek Sako, I'm Rance Berger. Good night from Ozark, Missouri.